Hey guys, I'm learning TFT. In this video, I'm going to go through a coaching session with Marcel P where we do a sorcerers deep dive. We analyze a bunch of K3 Soju's sorcerer games and we talk about the pros and cons of flexing between the 6 sorc Black Rose variant versus the 4 emissary 4 sorc variant. And kind of how to decide when to go for each. Before I go into that, I'll give you kind of a high level why sorcerers is important right now. I updated my comps analysis for 13.4 from last week compared to now. And you'll see here that Scrap, which I made a video on, has fallen to 4.6 AVP, is the highest pick rate 1.2 by a lot. So your Corkis and your Echoes are going to be extremely contested. Plus, Echo is contested with the Ambusher reroll line, and Echo can also be played with the Enforcer line here. So if you're finding that and getting frustrated by playing Scrap and playing contested every game, then you might want to consider playing Sorcs. So the two sorc lines here average a 4.4 AVP, and the win rate is about the same as Scrap, and the top 4 rate is also more consistent than Scrap right now. And one other thing to note separate from this is Urgot's AVP has improved a lot. So Urgot, if you get Unleash the Beast or some, Greg covered this in his conditional lines discussion, some type of augment that helps you reroll like Starry Night, or I forget what the other reroll augments are off the top of my head, but if you get a reroll augment, Too Much Value is really good for Urgot as well. Definitely consider that. But for the purposes of today's conversation, we're going to talk about 6 sorc. And if you haven't really followed this patch, 8 sorc was removed, so 6 sorc was significantly buffed. And let me actually update this. So before I dive into that, I'm also going to talk about some stats that I pulled up for myself. I've been playing a lot of sorc lately. I've been averaging a 4.1 AVP. And I broke down stage 3-7, how much HP I had, and what my final placement was. And then I broke it down by HP bucket here. So if I had, and part of this is going to be, what's the term? Like selection bias. It's kind of like who has certain items by the end of the game, or if you finish a game with a 6 cost, well, of course your AVP is going to be higher because you only get there. You only have a higher odds of getting a 6 cost if you survive into the late game. So it's like survivorship bias. But it is still instructive to say that you have a very high cap out if you can tempo early game, which means also that this comp can beat Scrap. Can definitely, if you can get to level 9 and hit LeBlanc 2, Zoe 2, you can definitely beat Scrap. So it has a high cap out. If you're playing lower HP, it's a little bit more questionable. And one of the key aspects that Marcel and I do the deep dive on is, are you healthy and can you go fast 9? And Greya and Rainplosion both echoed this in the discussion group, that the 6 sorc Black Rose variant is more efficient as far as gold value if you compare that to this. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4 costs versus 1, 2, 4 costs. And Swain can actually be quite tanky with 6 sorcerer. Marcel and I did some analysis where we found that his spell as 6 sorc with the AP buff, he can heal, I think it was a Swain 1, can heal like 900 HP. So don't underestimate how tanky Swain could be. Greya did mention that in a vacuum, Swain 2 as a carry is going to be stronger than Nami 2 as a carry in the mid game. So like in stage 4, let's say. The problem is that then you won't have any frontline. And for the 4 emissary sorc board to work, you really need a Garen 2 So Garen 2 is going to be more tanky than a Swain 2, and you would rather have the Swain 2 in the backline, but this Garen 2 is going to be much harder to hit. Whereas this Swain 2, Nami 2, Zoe 1 is actually the board that you want to try to hit on 4-2. And if you roll 50 gold at level 8, the roll odds calculator shows that you have something like a 35% chance of hitting a LeBlanc. So it's not even like that high roll. It's like a third of your games. If you roll 50 gold, you can find a LeBlanc. And LeBlanc 1 can carry you to level 9 pretty easily. But even just a Nami 2 Zoe 1 can carry you. And you can also flex the front line. You could throw in a Alawi and Aurelia for 3 Rebel. And if you have 3 Rebel in, then carrying a Zoe 1 is actually better than a Nami 2. So part of it is depending on making sure you scout the lobby and seeing how contested the Garen is, which partially depends on are other people playing for Emissary? Are they playing Sorc? Which Sorc direction are they leaning? If you're low HP, then you probably are more likely to lean towards this board, because to go fast 9, usually the Swain 2, Nami 2, Zoe 1, 6 Sorc on level 8 is quite stable, but you're not going to be full streaking stage 4. You're probably going to lose out to scrap. But the key thing is, even if you lose to scrap, you're going to be taking some good losses. And maybe you mix streak through to stage 4. Let's say you win 2, lose 2, but maybe you're losing, the 2 fights by like 2 units each. So then you're losing 10 HP per fight. That's 20 HP. And if you're reasonably healthy, let's say you go into stage 4 with like 60 to 80 HP, or even 80 to 100 HP, you could easily go 9 in stage 5 and then cap out your board with, the way you actually really cap it is with Warwick and Nunu. It gives you 3 experiment with Zyra. Because your full board does a lot of burst damage, you don't want to waste like another burst on units at low HP. So Warwick cleans up the fight so well. And these are just a bunch of, I went through the stats on like a bunch of items, artifacts, support items, and these are the ones that perform the best. All right, so that covers kind of the sneak peek into the Sorcs. And if you want to dive straight into the coaching session, take a look at the timestamp below. In the meantime, I'm going to go through my recent match history learnings and then talk about the meta mindset of the day, which is explore versus exploit. And right now I am inhabiting exploit mode because I am trying to qualify for Tacticians Cup 2. But more generally, this can be useful if you think about exploring in the first week of a patch and then exploiting in the second week of the patch if you want to climb. So again, take a look at the timestamp if you want to jump ahead. So match history learnings, Renata reroll I've been playing more. You really need to have gold to push levels to get more Sentinels and Visionary in. This board really caps out with 6 Visionary, and specifically if you can get Malzahar online. So there was a game where I played Renata and I rolled too early to hit Renata 3, and I did hit, but then I ran out of gold to be able to push levels. So I ran out of steam. So that's a learning that sometimes you just need to dip HP lower and hope you can outscale, which is also why, like I played a game yesterday with, let me pull it up. With, what was this? No scout, no pivot. So this board I like really easily streaked with because I hit both, well, I had no scout, no pivot, and then also infectious anomaly. And so if you have some type of scaling, like no scout, no pivot, or investment strategy, you can definitely dip on HP a little bit more. And that way, once you hit your 3 stars and stabilize, then you can really play for first. Next learning is slamming is not easy to play with scrap. I was leaning towards a scrap direction. This was loot sub, I believe. A spat was dropped, which made it even tougher for me. And I was like, oh, I'll just push levels. and lost streak early game, which is kind of the scrap strategy. But I forgot with slamming you have to slam items. So with slamming you probably want to only take, and then this was also a more than 3 component opener, which is even harder. So with slamming you want to have probably a slammable item for scrap. Like usually that means some type of shred, last whisper, spark, even IE is like okay slam. But maybe try to avoid if you are trying to angle towards scrap. And so instead I should be thinking about like, okay, I already have 2 enforcer pairs. This might have been an enforcer angle instead, or possibly experiment, but enforcers performing better in the data as we saw here. So this should have been an enforcer game, not a scrap game. I should not have forced that. I actually saw Dish Soap run into this exact same scenario as well. So just be wary that slam-in isn't that easy to play with scrap. Next learning, give myself at least 5 seconds to scout in position in the end game. I was playing another Renata game where this person had both the Trist and Corki on this side before, and they moved it at the last second, and I saw them move it, but I wasn't thinking ahead of like, how do I win this battle? I need to make sure that my Singed is spreading the damage across these units so that my Rel doesn't get burst down too quickly. Because the way I win this fight, I have 2 Archangels, and as Renata scales her Archangel, the extra shielding here, plus the innervating locket, makes Rel really hard to kill. But I just need to get past like 10 seconds or 15 seconds of Rel surviving to get to that point. But by having all his DPS on this side, he burst down my Rel, and I lost this fight. Like, I barely lost this fight. So just having this Singed on this side would have, I think actually would have helped me win the lobby. So instead I got 4th. So this is one thing I need to work on more, is I'm getting to the end game more, and I need to play, like a lot of times that one fight position could be 1 or 2 placements. So I need to give myself at least 5 seconds, and then also actively think ahead of time, even before they've moved their units around. Like, what is the win condition? How do I, what do I need to happen to win this fight? And what are kind of the strengths and weaknesses of their comp versus my comp? Next learning, roll on streak if I can spike. If I'm 1 off, don't pick up miscellaneous units. Focus on what's important. So in this case, I have a Steb combat medic with really good items, and I'm 1 off the Steb. And you can see here that I kind of ran out of time. I have 1 second left. And at 0, I rolled 1 more time at the 1 second. I found the Steb, but when I clicked it, it was too late and it didn't get into the battle, and I ended up losing that fight. You can see here I lost the fight. Which I'm pretty sure if this was a 3-star Steb, I would have taken this fight fairly easily, because Steb 3 is significantly stronger than Steb 2, and just if he's able to get 1 more cast off, then he heals back to full, and he could just 1v4 the rest of this these units. And then in the end game, so if you'll notice, this was against BR Incomplete, and in the end game, BR Incomplete is in 3rd here. And Tiny Jeff knocks me out here, but I would have gotten a 2nd place instead of a 3rd place. Now, maybe the game wouldn't have played out the same way, but odds are if I had won that fight, because I was also 5 streaking here, so I lost a ton of gold, because I think I lost this fight and then I like won the next like 4 or 5 at least. So I lost a ton of gold by losing this fight, and on top of that, this player would have gotten knocked out. So I lost at least one placement as a result of not getting this quickly enough. And part of the reason is that you can see here, I already have a Maddie too. I was spending time clicking this Maddie. So here I had a Maddie on bench. So yeah, that's kind of the learning, is it's good that I'm rolling on streak and rolling deep because I'm really close. It's bad that I was taking time to buy Maddie, and I was taking time to like buy all these other bruiser units, which I think is generally good. But because I was spending time buying all these other bruiser units, and then also buying this completely useless mat. I'm not gonna hit Matty 3 in this game, so like I could have easily rolled way more gold to hit than if I'm like buying all these other units. Next one is hold Zeri if I have Matty pair. More broadly, like just look for, if you have a pair of a certain trait, hold the 2 cost. I think I was like really valuing the Aurelia pair here, but I did end up hitting the Matty 2 later, and then I was like kicking myself for not holding the Zeri. Plus, and by the way, this, I think, oh, so first off, I should have been committing these Matties instead of the violets, which would have enabled me to sell the violets to buy like the Aurelia and like the Trundle. But for the most part, it's easier to pair like the backline with a flexible frontline. So even if I don't have a Aurelia pair, I can always find Bruisers, Sentinels, Watchers. Whereas if I already know I'm going to have a strong backline, I should just make sure that that backline is strong by having the sniper. I sold the Zeri to buy it, which I think it was a mistake. Here I have built different, and my learning here is take the strongest artifacts overall, not what's good now. I took Gambler's Blade, which I should really only be taking with Rage Blade. I was thinking that late game I could play towards Twitch. I don't have a Rage Blade, and so I should probably be taking what's strongest now, or what's strongest later, which is probably Prowler's Claw, because Vi is one of the best built diff units in the game. And with Prowler's Claw, Vi, I could also just slam like a QSS right now onto Aurelia, and I already have Sentinel, so that actually would have been much stronger, both right now and later in the game. And then, oh, this one was a huge mistake. Avoid contesting, especially on Warwick's Hunger. So in this game, I'm full streaking at 3-2. I have a TF2, a Leona 2 with thorn-plated armor, and someone else was playing knock reroll with too much value. And for some reason, I was offered this, and for some reason, I was like thinking, okay, I should just take Prismatic Ticket. And actually, I believe the first augment before this was... let me see if I can find it. I believe the augment before that was Enforcer Emblem, which, if that's true, I believe I made a huge... No, never mind. It was Invested Plus. Okay, so... yeah, my learning here is I should not be taking Prismatic Ticket. Like, my thought process was, what are the lines I'm familiar with in the late game and comfortable playing? And TF reroll is one of them. And I couldn't think of what else I would do with Sentinel Crown or Bronze for Life in this situation. Since Bronze for Life, I feel like ever since it was nerfed, I haven't really angled it. And a lot of it was like angled Black Rose from what I recall. But especially when I'm thinking about playing for tournament placements, I should just, and on Warwick's Hunger on full streak, I should just take what's strong now to keep tempo. And in the worst case, if I don't even have a comp that I can angle to in the late game, if I just full streak through the rest of the stage, which I definitely can if I pick a strong combat augment now, like that should be a fairly easy top 4 or 5. Just purely off of preserving HP and the amount of gold generation I would get from the encounter. So I definitely should have rolled middle. And with Sentinel Crown, I could have gotten in 4 Sentinel in right now. Or if I took Bronze for Life, I could have played some type of flex line and then just taken out 2 of the Enforcers, try to get more traits in. And I ended up losing the next fight, like just barely here. If I had a stronger... like basically I'm just down a Prismatic here, right? So if I had any type of combat Prismatic that made my board stronger right now, I would have won this fight against the second place player. Preserved Streak, which would be an additional 4 gold, plus killed way more units, which if I had killed 6 more of these units, which I think, Bronze for Life might have made a difference on, because it gives you more durability and damage amp. Like that could be an additional, let's say two gold on average. So I lost 8 gold by picking this augment. Versus if I had picked, like imagine it said bronze for life plus 8 gold. And it's not just 8 gold because I likely could have streaked the rest of the stage. So yeah, that was a huge mistake. So in this case, and then on top of that, this line was contested. So I went 7th in that game. All right, so that covers the match history learnings. And then for the meta mindset of the day, I'm going to talk about explore versus exploit. Again, if you want to jump straight to the coaching deep dive on Sorcs, check out the timestamp in the description below. All right, so for explore, which I'm really shifting my approach to the game so that the first week of the patch or for tourney prep, I'm really exploring and experimenting. And Zolron shared with me this message that he saw Dish Soap say this on stream. The only way to get better is to just throw yourself into hard spots. And he had salvage bin 2-1 and was considering taking forward thinking on 3-2, which would make an extremely hard 4-2 turn where he has to do a huge roll down and then also place his items. But he intentionally did it so that he could practice and improve in that scenario. And so actually most of the time I'm in explore mode. So one of the learnings for myself in this week as I'm trying to qualify for this tournament is that in the second week, I actually need to enter exploit mode more often. We take a look at my match history lately. So this was like kind of more when I was trying to learn. I believe, when did the patch come out? Today's 31st. Okay, the patch came out somewhere over here. And I was like kind of learning. And then now over here, I started to really focus on exploiting. And I need to get to probably like 900 LP or something is my estimate to be able to qualify for Tactician's Cup. Usually I'm able to get to Challenger by like 2/3 of the way into the set, but as the set lengths have decreased, and this set I was on vacation for like most of December, I haven't been able to like catch up as much. So I really need to get more into this mindset of having almost like cycles of a patch where I'm exploring first and exploiting later. And right now I'm in exploit mode. So here are some ideas that can help you exploit. Play to your strengths. You can analyze your highest AVP comps. And part of that was what I was doing with this sorcerer analysis. And then when you're purely in exploit mode, stick to the comps and playstyle that work for you and avoid experimentation. Second, optimize your mental. Stay calm and focused. Do mindful. I've talked about this stuff before. Mindfulness, deep breathing, exercise. Take intentional breaks between games. Set loss limits. So if you're bot foring like 3 games in a row, like go take a walk, take a break from the game for a while. And using pre-game visualization. So before a game, closing your eyes. And Michael Phelps did this a lot to prepare for Olympics and before the Olympics games. Is like visualize the points of emphasis that you want to work on in a game. Imagine things going well, but also imagine if things are throwing you off your game, mentally kind of imagine yourself taking a deep breath, composing yourself, and getting back into a locked-in state. Play for top 4s and reduce variance, so avoid unnecessary risks like Chem Baron unless it's like an extremely good spot. Prioritize strong early game boards, and econ discipline. One thing I kind of get baited into a lot is aggressive leveling when I'm on a long streak. But this basically is a very high variance play because if I happen to lose to a high roller, it could drastically hurt my placement. Actively scout. So this is, I talked about in the match history learnings, but also not just in the late game, but also early game, adapting to the lobby and what's being played, and really avoid contesting. Like this one can really hurt your placement. And then play less as you approach your LP target. Or let's say you're approaching some like rank breakpoint. Instead of just trying to get more games in, like protect your LP and play only when you're 100% focused and mentally fresh. All right, so with that said, I hope that you found this introduction helpful. If you have thoughts, questions, comments, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And I hope you enjoy the Marcel P coaching session on the Sorc deep dive. I'll see you in the next one and enjoy the video. Still trying to figure out this sorc thing though, so maybe we can dive into that today.
Oh yeah. I actually haven't gotten the chance to play Six Sorc. I watched a lot of Soju last night. His scores when I was watching were good. Let me see how he's doing now. But he was on both his accounts. He's like 1400, 1500. What is he now? 14, 1488 and 1398. I know those are pretty good numbers. So I assume it just means he's like fairly dialed for the patch, just because he prepped for the tourney.
Yeah.
And um yeah, looking at his match history and just playing and watching the games he played, he was angling Sorc. Basically, whenever he had anything that looked like Shojin, he was or like Sunfire Spark, stuff like that, he would just angle Sorcs, highly prioritized holding the Sorc units. And then I think the best way to play the line, now that I've seen the Six Sorc line, is you flex both on 8. So the downside to the 4 Emissary line and just playing that line, I've played it a lot now, is there will be rolldowns where you don't find one of Tristana. Not usually Nami, for some reason Nami feels like the easiest to find. I don't know why. You'll not find Tristana. I guess you're prio holding her, right? Because you play her on your board. You won't find Tristana, you won't find Ambessa, you won't find Garen, and then you're like, well, now what? But if you play the 6 Sorc variant, all you need is Zoe. You'll usually have all the other Sorcs. And then your front line to make it a little less trash. Basically what he does is he never backlines Swain. And his Swain tanks the entire game. And in fact, he anomaly tanks Swain sometimes, depending on his anomalies offered. One thing I learned that was it looked insane, and he said it, and he said he's done it a couple times now. Was Mage Armor on Swain in 6 Sorc.
Huh.
Swain 2, 3-item tank. He's offered Mage Armor. He as soon as he saw it, he was like, "Oh, this is super broken." He took it, and then the Swain just wouldn't die. Like, it's just the same thing as Mage Armor Lux before, right? When you have infinite AP, all of a sudden your resistance is insane. I don't think he would solo frontline this Swain. You still want it to like not get CC'd, not like take all the aggro. He would still split it with like Elise and.
Oh, sorry, one sec. Give me one moment.
No worries. No worries.
Hear me?
Yes. I do think that variant is it's worse without LeBlanc though. I think the other variant is better. It is like more stable on 8 because Garen, you have more flexibility. You have like you can backline or frontline the Swain. Your Ambessa can do some stuff. You have a Swain 3 out that can go like, I guess you have Swain 3 out as well in the 6 Sorc line, but I don't know. It feels like in that line the way he was saying is like if you get stuck on 8 in that line, you're dead. You're fucked. It has to be like tempo, and he never played it from behind, and it has to be like you very slight roll an 8 ideally. You already have Swain, you already have Nami, you find them 2-star quickly, and then you find one Zoe, then you're going 9. Is sort of how he seems to want to play the line. And then you're playing around. So I think it's better in econ portals like that variant. And I think if you still believe in the 4 Sorc 4 Emissary, which I do, then you just flex both. You roll, you don't find the Garen, but you find the Zoe, boom, you're early. Then okay, you're 6 Sorc variant. You find Ambessa, you find Garen quickly, boom, you're 4/4.
Okay. I actually just played a game that falls under pretty much all the categories that you just described. It was Scuttle Puddle. Then on level 8 on the roll down, I was trying to flex between both lines.
Oh, nice.
So maybe we can go over that one. But I was also thinking maybe we could VOD review some of Soju's games.
Oh yeah. I'll be down for that as well.
Which order do you feel like makes more sense?
I think moderating his could make sense because then we'll see what we think is the right way to play it, and then although to be fair, I will say the Sorc games I watched were from way ahead. So like the ones that I saw him do well, he was like tempoing and rich and like slight high roll. So I will caveat with that, but I do think that that's the right way to play the line. Yeah, I would have to watch him first if that sounds good to you, and then we can watch yours with more context, I guess. Because I will admit that I I'm not given I haven't played the 6 sorc line. I don't think I'm an expert in flexing these lines. It's just a theory that I have, and I assume it's fine. I watched him a few games, so yeah.
I guess part of the question I have is it seems like it's worth investing, given that I'm at right around 500 LP and I probably need to climb like another 500 by Sunday if I want to try to make this snapshot. Like, it seems like this is worth investing the time in, or do you
Oh,
disagree?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. It is worth investing the time in. Yeah. Because I mean, as soon as I see someone that's done well in tournament, I think they either won the tournament or did very well, and their LP looks good. It just means and they're playing a line I don't play. I immediately, like, every alarm in my TFT, like, wanted motivation. I'm just like, okay, I have to learn this line. At
Okay.
least that's how I feel about um,
Uh,
having unplayed lines.
okay, let's do it.
Uh,
You said you're down to drive, right?
yeah. I'm pulling up his
Okay.
VOD. Let me share my screen. You know what? Let's try this out. I was touting this meta TFT thing. Maybe this will make it. Maybe this will make it easier.
Yeah.
VOD library. Uh, can I search? Okay, I can.
You can also go six sorc, and I think a lot of soju comes up.
There.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
see my screen?
Oh
Yeah.
wow, he's played a lot. Yeah.
5 hours ago, 8 hours ago, top four, bot four, bar. I think I saw this one. So I'm down to. I think I saw a few of these. I think. Let's. One, two. Oh, I saw this one. Actually, I didn't see this latest one. I remember seeing this Radiant Nashor one. Um, these are he played it a lot, right? I need to just click on all of these and let's see what happens. Okay.
Actually, what's his AVP on this? You know, or we can also search that tactics tools.
Here. He thinks he's swapping between two accounts a lot, but yeah, I think it's easier in tactics out tools. Forget what his account name is now. VITK3 Soju. And then 6 sorc. 4772. Yesterday 44621285.
Oh my gosh, he's like playing more of these games than I get to play in a day.
Average 5 today, average 3.7 yesterday over 9 games. He played a lot in normals, right? It's in the tournaments.
Yeah.
And then his other account, I think it's this. And 6 sorc, average 2, it's 1 game. Average 2 over 2 games. Jan 25th, average 4 over 1 game. Yeah. So it looks like he's averaging close to a 4. I feel like it's just, yeah. I don't think his scores look amazing with it, but I feel like it clearly is based on how he's playing it and what I've seen, like, what are the meta lines.
Okay.
And one variant of the sorc line, and in his opinion, better than 4-4. Which I mean, I've felt all the time that 4-4 is not truly optimized because you're playing Ambessa, who is one of the worst units this patch.
Right.
I've discussed it with some people, and the argument is that the stats that you get from playing Tristana Ambessa make it worth it, and it's hard to play other stuff. This is the other stuff, I guess, now that is coming up, but good because it's playable ish without a 5 cost. I think all the other lines that people are saying, as I was trying to discuss, like what could be better variants, like for Horn Swapper, they all LeBlanc lines all require 5 costs, but this one looks like you can stabilize sort of with just Zoe, and 6 sorc is a really good trait.
So from what you said, it's Swain 2, Nami 2, Zoe 1 on 8, and that's mostly stable on stage 4 to push 8, 9.
You'll definitely take losses, which is why you have to be from my head. But yeah, so ideally, I think it's, let me put it together. It's just the 6 sorc units, and then that are not LeBlanc. Ideally, it's LeBlanc, but obviously, you're not going to always find LeBlanc. And then where is Nami, right? And then here you just add a form solver for Swain. So either, ideally, it's Elise, helps your front line a lot, and then I think you can just go Nunu here. Or if you don't find Elise, then you just put a GP, and then you have a flex slot. Which I'm not really sure what this slot would ideally be, but I think ideally it's Elise, right? The thing is, you're not always gonna find this unit, but if you're trying to go 9, then you find the Zoe quickly. Then you set. You definitely, if you're tanking Swing, you definitely want some form swapper. And so I assume here, because you're 4 backline, 3 frontline, because your 6 orcs already a lot of AP, you probably want another frontliner, right? So something like this, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Just like
The one game
trade.
I watched that Soju played, he had set because he was playing around Zoe.
Mm.
I think he might have had set and some other rebel. Or yeah,
It's
maybe
hard
it
to
was just Elise.
fit, I think, without a spat. If you have a spat, then you can
Oh
kind
yeah,
of.
so it was before he found Elise. He just threw in some other random rebel for Zoe carry until he found Elise, and
Oh,
then
gotcha.
he
Random.
got out of yeah.
Gotcha. I guess you could do that too. If you feel like you're lacking DPS, you have upgrades on Swain. Yeah, because the thing is, Form Swapper is a lot of tankiness, right? Think of
Yeah.
it this way: Form Swapper is 15% durability. I think it's basically activating Watcher, right? Watcher is 15. Yeah, 15 or 30. So I guess it's the lower half of 2 Watcher. But like it's like when you're attacking a Garen with Watcher versus like the 4 AD emissary, the 4 emissary AD line where Garen is kind of shit.
Mhm.
It's a big difference.
And is he itemizing Zoe 1 or Nami 2?
I don't think so, but we'll see. But I'm pretty sure what I've seen is he does prio Zoe ideally, but not if it's Zoe 1. He does leave. I think he leaves items on Nami 2.
Okay.
And the nice thing is that with 6 Sorc, these units do a lot. Lux has become the worst one now because Zyra's quite. They buffed Zyra, and then Zyra has CC as well. But I mean, Lux isn't even that awful. She has like some utility, some single target. She's not bad at 1v1 at the very least. So like in the end of a fight, both these units are actually very good in 1v1s, right? Which is kind of nice for winning end game fight. Versus like Visionary, like Morgana is one of the worst 1v1 units.
Right.
As an example. Yeah, shall we dive in?
Yeah.
Not so good job.
Do you want to look at just the stage 4 lines because we're trying to optimize our stage 4,
Yeah.
or do you want to watch the whole? Yeah, I feel like we can speed run.
I think maybe we could discuss like the augments really briefly just to see how he got there.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
oh wow, he's 69 HP. He's actually from behind. Okay, let's quickly jump to the beginning. Belt tier chain. This one looks like obvious rerolls, right? Sorry.
yeah.
Reroll. You only take right here if you have like an 80 item holder and it's academy. I think I've seen Setsuko take this even when it's not academy and he top forward, but he didn't like his spot. I think he had an Ezreal orb, but no, it wasn't academy. But he just played it. He's still top forward. I think he played Jinx actually that game. Just tempoed. Okay.
I mean, I think this spot is just an FF angle regardless.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks awful, right? His opener. I don't know what he held. He probably just had bad shops, given he's playing well. I assume he didn't make mistakes.
So this does seem like a game where he's not high rolling the opener, not tempoing,
No.
and then still ended up playing Sorc.
Well, when you take salvage bin, you can't really not tempo. I feel like if you take salvage bin and you try to play it from behind, that is so hard. It's basically like it's 3 components only, and no gold. Like you're basically what doesn't kill you minus 1 component minus 20 gold. I guess you have the ability to flex your items, but I feel like you kind of have to tempo with this.
I've been playing strongest board. Oops. Already had a chain. It's fine.
So he slams his items. I
I mean,
guess slamming items is free, I guess, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's see how he plays it. He scams 2 wins and then goes into win loss. Oh, he finds some upgrades, I guess. Yeah. So this looks like a game where, as we saw, if we jump ahead, let's jump to 3-2 now. He gradually found upgrades, so he's like not gonna be piss weak. Oh, he found he found Zyra to Lux too. Was this like really? out of the realm of like unlikely. I forget what he had on stage 2 because we were speaking as if like it was like fairly low roll, and then when he has Zyra 2, Lux 2,
I think I'd rather FF.
so he just really prioritized holding them, and he found them right here because he only had 1 Lux. So the odds he has Zyra 2, Lux 2 by 2-7 is very low. So likely he just every round he's just looking for these guys. Okay, he doesn't even have it here. How did he?
So he was willing to sacrifice econ to hold on to all these sorcerers.
I assume you don't. I assume you don't sack econ ever. You make your board weaker to hold them. I assume. Let's see what he does here. I assume you sell. This Matty pair has no future, but I don't know if he sells. Yeah, I assume he sells. Probably Rel pair because you already have 2-star. Rel, yeah, is my guess.
I mean, I probably lost my streak here. Okay, fuck the roll.
Yeah. Yeah, you sell the Rel. Well, what do you take here? Let's see. Actually, given we're already here, you may as well.
We have open best. Probably just take a rod.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I don't mind a rod.
Alright, BF
I mean,
chain.
I guess if we want to preserve HP, we could just make stone plate, but
BF chain.
Yeah, I think that's what he does, right? And I think given it's salvage bin and cloak can be, it's also on a Vlad.
oh
It's actually
yeah.
pretty. Yeah, then cloak can be spark. I don't know if you're able to keep the Vlad though, to be honest, because you're playing around with Irelia too. It's hard to keep this unit.
So does he?
But you notice what he does. He lost his streak, and so you go back to econing, right? Wow. I'm
Does
surprised
he
he
go back to
doesn't.
econing?
He doesn't
Can't
level.
econ.
He doesn't
Hold
level.
everything.
Oh okay.
But I'm curious here how he.
I mean, if I sell the Sorcs, I can never play Sorcs. But like, can I even play Sorcs from here? I have Shojin, Chain Cloak, Belt Chain.
He wins this, I assume, and then sell Vlad, sell the 2, or does he break econ? I'm curious. I assume he sells Vlad and sells the 2 on the right.
The way he's setting up his board bench doesn't seem like it.
Wow.
Oh, he makes very last second decisions on his regarding his bench.
I'm down to just not make Econ one turn.
Yeah, he actually misses econ. Okay, so he pre-levels, or he just levels, right? I mean, for the next turn, and then break econ to hold both.
So that does
And then
stick with the idea that you mentioned earlier that you need to like preserve HP for Sorcs to work.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And he's just upset he didn't hit, but like, what can you do? Because ideally you 2-streak here, right, to recover some econ, and he does it. And he does it. Okay, so I love the laugh there. It was such a genuine. God damn, dude.
I just laugh because I've been in that spot so many times.
Oh, 100%. It feels so.
I mean, I can play anything.
You break econ, you hold both sides. You feel like you're playing the right way, and then boom, you're just
Chain
fucked.
Cloak, Belt Chain.
But I think he gets Zyra Orb, I guess. Yeah, Zyra Orb, and then Zyra too. Okay, but like, it doesn't feel that high roll anymore because he lost econ from this, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So if anything, it's still along our lines of like
I
our
don't really
mid
care
roll.
about scrap plus 1 odds either.
Oh, he doesn't care about Sorcs or not. Interesting. Let's hear what he says.
But I mean, isn't this much weaker?
Can you turn up his
I don't
volume?
really,
Yeah.
I can use infinite BF, right? Okay, let's go. Let me get I don't even care about Sorc plus 1 odds.
He doesn't like Sorcs or not. Interesting.
Like we discussed, the stats are worse than Black Rose, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, isn't this much weaker? Oh, I don't really care about scrap plus 1 odds either. Scrap plus 1 fucking sucks. I mean, I have Salvage Bin, Shojin.
Oh, so he's intentionally
Tier BF.
removing the
Sorc
Sorc plus 1.
Yeah, it makes sense. I've noticed myself doing this a lot now, especially when you're not on a win
I
streak.
mean, I'll know what I'm playing next turn.
Like, as long as you have a unit that
'Cause I
kills
think it's
stuff,
actually
like,
just
does it really matter that you're playing strongest board when you're on
I
a
can
loss
play
streak?
Enforcers because I got 2 BF.
When
swords.
your
I can play
augment
Sorcs, I can play scrap.
Tailoring really matters.
But I think if I play scrap, I want an
Yeah.
augment. I think if I play Enforcer,
Okay,
I
when
want
we
an
do
augment.
our stage 3 like module, we should probably go into like tailoring too, because I
Oh,
never
100%.
tailor.
I've noticed myself doing it a lot more this set. I think from watching people really that I've started really doing it more than
Okay.
previous set.
Poor because I'm holding everything.
Well, he's actually breaking econ a lot here, right? He's holding wow, he's holding his
He's
entire
still
left side.
like considering scrap.
Like high voltage into an AP game. I mean, isn't mana flow in Sorcs better? Yes. I mean, Piercing Lotus is probably better than Mana Flow, given I have 2 Shojins. I mean, it's not no bulky fucking bodies. Law Enforcement. Gain a Steb and a Maddie.
I assume it has to be piercing here. Right?
How is there not Law Enforcement Plus? Every 6 wanted enemy.
Okay, I'm down to skip to stage 4.
Yeah.
Try to go a little faster because he has so many of these games.
Yeah.
I can't. I have no fucking Steb. Like, Steb 2 matters.
So he's pretty
Maddie
poor,
2
right?
matters with a double gargoyle.
He's not holding the Nunu, interestingly. Okay, so he's not. He's just playing whatever, I guess.
Like you said, you only play that if you hit the Warwick, right?
Oh, I thought that you stabilize with at least Nunu on 8 when you're tanking Swing.
Oh, okay. I think he preferred, or I watched only one game, but it seemed like he preferred the set over the Nunu, probably because it has CC.
Yeah, I assume you take. Do you take this for Zoe? I guess so, right? He already has some combat, and he's poor.
Helps you get to fast 9 faster. Well, support cash could be really good if you can get something decent. There's like a lot of support outs, right? Like,
yeah, I don't think it's bad. I'm surprised he's upset though about. I feel like this is like one of the. I guess he already has one Zoe is the thing, and Zoe's like not even that important. I guess it helps you go 9, but
and presumably he would skip a Garen.
yeah, I assume so. He's fully not set on not playing. I guess he's not.
Have
even
you seen him flex emissary at all, or he intentionally?
No. He refuses to play emissary.
What was that?
He refuses to play the emissary
Okay.
variant.
Okay, yeah, that's what I saw too.
Oh, I mean,
Gee?
okay, this game's fake then. We can basically skip the entire.
Not really. It's not.
Yeah.
Really,
I
we're
mean,
not
okay,
guaranteed top 4
sure.
already.
Top. I mean, it makes sense. You find LeBlanc, you're top 4. Like, sure. This unit is so broken. But I backline carried this in Vander, by the way. Vander hero augment. You get 2 Sorc. You need some backliner. You play 6 Watcher, and I just backline LeBlanc because I had some leftover AP.
This is basically shred.
Okay, let's look at the next game.
Yeah,
I'm down to just play for first.
yeah.
I kind of want to know how he stabilizes on stage 4
without
without
LeBlanc. Yeah,
That's like my
Just
main.
can't cast. Then
the one game I watched him play was he got LeBlanc off carousel
Oh, what?
in stage 4. So that game he was actually really low on
Fucking
HP.
Victor.
Gotcha.
Unless they're
I mean, it does show you there are other bailouts besides finding it, but this is win streak epic. Oh, I saw this one with Kog'Maw, right? This one I saw. This one I also thought that I would make the same decisions. Kog'Maw with these items is really good. Stage 2 starts to fall up stage 3, and he
Like
switched.
double
He switched into Lux at some point and kept the Mumu and automated it with Blitz.
Right.
Lose yourself the streak.
Bro,
And then let's watch stage 4 again.
Itemization
He has LeBlanc again, man. Okay, I
on 4-1.
Oh, but he was saying he went 7th this game, by the way. He was saying that okay, this one is very very good learning, which I kind of agree.
He had a
His
ton
fault
of
looks so
gold.
good here, right? He has double econ though. He has epic and rolling for days, right?
Yeah.
And that's why he rolled 4-1. And here, I don't think you ever take left because you already have so much AP in this line. Even though I don't think this augment's that awful anymore. Sponging is probably not a bad option, but I don't know what his frontline items are.
Like, Duplicator seems so like you could really high roll the LeBlanc.
That's what he takes.
Take this.
And what happens is you'll see. And I remember watching this as well. And I thought it was this. I also thought to take this.
question mark, question mark.
And then he talks about this, which is also good learning. He says,
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I saw someone take that in this line and it was
Oh,
really
I was
strong.
told by Milk that this shit is fucking broken.
so much of his read is milk. I was told by milk that this thing is broken. His whole line is a milk
you,
line, and then
get
which
it,
I mean,
you
it makes sense to
but
trust that
also
guy. That
between
guy is
Eagle
literally
right now,
number 3 at
bro.
Worlds.
Like
make
I already,
Worlds
like
multiple
I
sets.
can't. Like I actually can't, right? Like usually this gets me to 9, but I already have LeBlanc. It's fine.
And he ends up regretting
I
this
think,
so
like, maybe I
much.
just-
He finds LeBlanc on 9, dupes it, and loses out with 6 Sorc LeBlanc too.
It just
Huh?
you're just sitting there just down.
Yeah.
Because his frontline. Oh, he has no frontline items.
Not even
But,
that. He gets the front line. He gets the mage armor Swain, but then he
Wait, what
on 5
encounter was this? Is it because the just is a super high tempo?
No,
You can't-
nothing insane. The argument he's having is that,
D.
which I believe after seeing this,
So
this augment is just it's just not very good.
I wouldn't
Dupe plus gold. I think it feels good because you're like, oh, I can dupe a 5 cost.
Oh,
But
you're
you
just
just think
down a
of
prismatic.
yeah, what you're lacking. The other reason he took it is because he didn't have anti heal, and what he was saying after the game was like, bro, I'd rather just play with no anti heal than take this augment.
Yeah, that reminds me of a coaching session I had with Appies like a while ago, and it was a sorc set too. And he was like, "Yeah, on sorcs you deal so much burst that you don't need anti heal a lot of
Oh,
times."
interesting. You just killed him for
Yeah, unless it's like a you know, I think it probably a 3 cost 3-star. Maybe you can't
Yeah.
burst down, but like oftentimes for sure a 1-star or a 1 cost 3 cost 3-star 1 cost you can burst down usually. And then it
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
depends on how the 2 cost is itemized. But like pretty much if you're vertical sorc, you can burst down almost anything.
I do feel like this set though, this patch especially, it's not that is a lot less true because there's Urgot. Urgot is like the main example of you don't anti heal, you will never win that match.
Yeah. So maybe it's like a depending on whether the lobby has Urgot or I guess Smeech 3 like depends how it's built. Like if the Smeech 3 doesn't have Titans or like Edge of Night, you could probably just take it down.
Oh, I assume you still lose that, and also healing Echo and Scrap. But
Oh yeah.
but yeah, so I feel like I think his argument here is more not really that anti heal is overrated. It's more so that this augment is just so bad. I guess if you think of what it gives you, as I try to evaluate it more objectively, because I tended to agree with it after he said that, but just try to think of it objectively. Red buff is basically so blistering strikes, I guess, is anti heal effect, right? And red buff is like and some stats, I guess, an item. So it's like sort of slightly better than a silver in that regard. The blue buff you have to have a good user for. I think the key here is if your blue buff is half dead, this augment is untakeable. Which means, and here he had blue buff, and he eventually had it on like there's no holder for blue buff in this line, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Which
I think
is
if
so
this
weird
blue buff
because it's a sorc.
yeah, then at that point, then this item is basically dead. So half of the augment is now like almost a silver. It's basically just blistering strikes, right? With I mean, obviously not because their item is stats, but like you can think of it maybe closer to that way. And then now all your augment power is in one dupe, and I don't think one dupe is enough to be a prismatic. Like if someone takes invested plus, you typically expect them to get to like level 9, level 10, and they have like a bunch of 2-star 5 costs, right?
Yeah.
You're
That
not
one
even,
dupe
like-
for a 5 cost might be worth like 30 gold or something.
Yeah, and 30 gold for a prismatic on 4-2. I mean, if you're really desperate for gold, sure, but like you're gonna be weak, especially with this setup, right? I think if his setup was that he was dirt poor, then maybe you can argue this is like more reasonable because he has no
Yeah,
combat strength.
that's like
already.
triple econ.
Yeah, he's triple econ. Unless you're like Caitlyn 2 with blue buff, and you needed the anti heal, and you dupe the Caitlyn on stage 4 for then like I feel like this augment is just
I might
almost not
naturally
takeable.
long too, so I can put items on but now I'm just stuck here.
So he wins this. Let's see what he loses to, just to make sure, right? To sanity check ourselves. His front line is lacking upgrades, and he's rolling for it. So to be fair,
Oh,
his
these
front
two?
okay, he finds an at least 2. He finds a
Oh.
bruiser.
A new.
So this board doesn't look awful for stage 5, right?
It's really good, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this board is insane.
All right, so where the fuck is the Zoe?
Actually, it's not even true. The board is literally just Mordekaiser 2. Echo 1, Corky 1. Oh, I think he's 9 scrap. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's 9 scrap. By the way, don't make a mistake. Don't make this mistake. This guy had scrap spat. On 9 scrap, it eats your spat and you lose it.
Huh?
Look what happens here. Look what happens. The game tries to convert it to a rating item. It's happened to me. So it converts all these items to rating items. Look at the spat.
All right, so where the fuck is the Zoe 2?
It's gone.
So what do you do with the spat? Like you don't want it to eat. You don't want it to make a different emblem either, right?
If you're desperate to get plus 50 shield for 1 turn or whatever it is on 9 scrap, then sure, and it eats it for that 1 turn. I don't even know if it counts it, but by eat it I mean it's gone. Like on 5-3, it's no longer there, and so
9
you can probably like
scrap.
I don't know. You can probably still do something with it maybe eventually, but you just lose
Mordekaiser
it.
2, 9 scrap.
Wow, that was
So, I mean,
actually
obviously
really
it was good.
close.
Yeah, I think he was saying
Whatever,
that.
man.
But the guy's board is so bad, right? That's
Yeah.
why I didn't even think it was that good. This board is literally just all trash except more.
Yeah.
No item, Corky, Echo 1 star Rumble, no Sentinel, 1 star this Vow on a
All right, so
Zerix.
where the fuck is
You
this?
probably ran out of removers.
I mean, that was pretty close considering I'm fighting 9 scrap. Like, whatever, man. This stupid ass game. Like,
And then what does he lose to here?
Have you seen him play like just double LeBlanc regularly?
No, but I mean,
something else would have been better.
He had no gold, right? He had no gold, and like, what else do you play here?
Yeah.
This is like the Warwick slot, right? At this point.
The 6 cost slot.
and that's like some.
And this guy is Echo 1. Yeah. Good setup on Scrap. Like a million items. This is the best augment for Scrap. Double Corky 2. Really good, given he has a sword overflow. I don't know. He doesn't. Does he have Tristana in?
Double.
No Artillerist is interesting. I would play Artillerist over this. But I guess he deciding he lacks frontline. And yeah.
Long 2.
Oh, he has at least 2. Okay, that's hard to not play. He gets at least CC'd.
I think I'm 8.
I have a feeling though, if this
I think I'll
LeBlanc
win
did
life.
not get CC'd, he wins this. He tends to default LeBlanc middle because of the chain. What you know the LeBlanc cast works, right? Like it multiplies
I
damage,
think I'm 1 life.
scales damage off of the units it hits, and so he tends to put it in the middle just to hit as many units as possible. But I'm pretty sure if he was playing off stream, he would scout the Elises and not do that. And I think he wins this without getting CC'd. Because this LeBlanc build is all AS. If you get CC'd, you're fucked. But yeah, that board did not look super inspiring, right? It's like it's good, but he's 40 gold and he loses to this with LeBlanc too. And then because I think it's because he's dead blue buff, right?
Yeah.
This is like the main thing that's holding back his prismatic, I think, is the blue buff being so dead.
So itemization for LeBlanc, you pretty much just always put bow items.
Yeah, he really doesn't like Shojin on it. I think he hates it more than he should. But he's right in that Shojin is not a good item because when she's autoing during her empowered auto phase, she doesn't get mana.
My prismatic.
It does get her to a faster first cast, but it's not efficient on her, right? I still think you don't 2-item her. I still would have blue buffed this LeBlanc, the LeBlanc 1, over like splitting the items. I don't know why you split the items here on 5-3. I would still just blue up this. You get instacast here. You get some stats on this. Now he's splitting his stats. It's probably because he has no remover.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's greeting for a good item here to put on here. And I assume that's what he did. And he takes a Shojin, but he finds a Mel, and then he plays it over second LeBlanc. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And I think I'm dead last.
Next game.
I have no damage.
So this game he stabilized on what again on stage? He had LeBlanc. So it looks like he's just finding LeBlanc on stage 4 so far in these 2 games. Okay. This game is quickly. Oh, I didn't. Do you see the portal? Let's look real quick, just so we know. There's Heimerdinger.
It's prelude.
Prelude. He holds a Nami. Holds a Cog. I think I saw this game. Radiant item.
Radiant, you want static shiv, right?
I mean, honestly,
ideally.
Is my board even that bad?
Yes, but yeah, there's so many options, right? You can take frontline, you can take backline. He was arguing that he likes this because it was which I actually had never thought. It makes perfect sense.
Honestly,
he said it was a 2-item opener, meaning it's a gold opener, right? Like natural, not through portal. And so he likes this a lot more. Because you get to get your things way earlier. And he does it. He has a good early game, I think, with the Darius too. He goes for like strong frontline slams instead of item economy.
Still praying, buddy.
I think he drops really good items here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, he does guard breaker, I guess. And then he gets his item from the Radiant, from the Prismatic Augment here. Nami too, so that's high roll. But then he jams a level here, I think. Trifecta, just to buff up his sway in Nami. And he was considering rerolling when he took this, but he decided not to ultimately. But he levels here just to get his Prismatic, his Radiant.
I have one
Wow.
3-cost on my board.
Oh, I guess he's on 4th streak.
He's
I
on a
have
4
one
streak, right?
3-cost on
And
my
now
board.
like you can't lose. You're
Replay
up.
is
You're up a
insane,
like
I'm taking
half a
taking
prismatic on the
now.
lobby for a couple of rounds. So it's just like a good like learning for okay, this augment is really good. It's a lot better in when you can do stuff like this, right? Because it was a gold opener, and it's a lot worse when you have to wait to level to 7 until I mean, if the worst case scenario is stage 4, right? And then you don't even have your prismatic value until stage 4.
I mean, I'm done. Okay, if I natural next shop and the.
I think this is like the more stereotypical Sorc game. You high roll your opener, and then what happens here, I think, is he. Oh, I mean, yeah, he finds.
Bro, I can also just go straight to natural. In fact, these investments.
Naturals.
I don't even know if I can hit.
The
He
Zoe.
starts. No, I think he rolls once or twice, if I'm not mistaken. Does he? No, he naturals. He naturals.
Bro, I,
Dude,
I think he
this guy.
rolled a 3-5 though. Did he not?
To find the
3-6?
swing 2. How do you get the swing 2?
I mean,
Let's see. I think 3-6.
I can also play Rennie.
Yeah, he rolled in 3-6. I
Reroll
think.
Rennie is one. No.
Yeah, he rolls here.
Bro, I'm down to reroll. Like I'm pushing levels. I mean, I could also just level. I'm down to reroll.
Yeah, see, he doesn't like find these all naturally. He does roll.
Oh,
Siren
okay.
pair, Swain pair. Okay, I mean, I'm down to sit on this.
And then now he starts to reconsider his plan because he finds so early, right, with gold. And then he's also looking at how many
I
swains
think
are
if
in
I
the
natural
lobby.
single copy of Nami or Swain in the next 2 turns, or yeah, like in next turn and like 4-1, like next shop and the shop going into a real round. Did I sell a Swain?
He pretty much never builds
Bro, I can also
JG,
just go
right?
straight to 9, man. Like what the
Like,
fuck?
Say never.
overkill.
It's an item economy thing, but he rarely dislikes it, and I think he's
I have
correct to
no-
dislike it. His argument again, which is actually very indicative of how he gets his tech. He's like Milk and Asa both say that he values Asa's opinion with regard to a lot of stuff as well. Both say that JG is so much worse than I forget what he was like in 6 Sorc. Do you prefer JG or do you prefer Death Cap? And I think people were saying it's still Death Cap. I don't know if
What?
that's exactly true, but like
Oh yeah.
I think the stats still favor Death Cap.
Yeah, the stats are way better.
I mean, if I level to 9, like
It's because you don't have any crit chance, I think, with 6 Sorc, and so then
I mean, like,
your damage multiplied is still like hindered by this
1, 2, 3.
crit
How many
stat.
scars does he
What
have?
if you had
0?
Guardbreaker as well? Then maybe that changes it.
I think it goes better. Yeah. Also, Guardbreaker gives you amp, which is what Death Cap gives you. Right. The advantage of Death Cap is it's a lot of stats
LeBlanc is
and
good,
it's
bro.
amp. But if you already have amp through
How about this? I lose
something
this
else,
round?
then that's the only time that that JG becomes like a really good consideration. Okay, so he has 6 Sorc now.
Oh, there's the JG.
I lose this
He makes it
round?
here because he has Guardbreaker, right? Instead of a Rage Blade. He could have made. I actually thought Rage Blade would have been better here, but his plan, as he was saying it, is he's
Bro,
gonna
like, I'm
Radiant.
pretty sure it's actually stronger to reroll.
He's
I
gonna
think
Radiant
one, two,
Nasher his
three,
LeBlanc,
I'm pretty sure I'm
and so Rage Blade is superfluous. Right? It's too much
Can
AS.
someone who plays the game tell me
Hmm.
if I'm reeling here or not?
And then now, I'm surprised he. Oh, he's rolling for.
At
What did he
least.
roll for? Probably any form swapper, I guess. Any +1. He finds a GP.
Okay.
I think his rolls here have been very good. Like not like his chops. I mean his decisions to roll and stop are very good. He rolled on 3-6, I think. And then now he rolled in 4-2 once for a +1. And then just stops, right? He's rolling really just for any +1.
It is stronger
And it
to
helps his
reroll.
board a lot. Right? He activated
I'm at 90
form
HP.
swapper.
Yeah. What's your thoughts
you
on
always-
the Zoe positioning? I feel like in Rebel in the past, it would always be third from left or right.
I'm down one augment. Who cares, man?
I think if you're threatening to kill backline, you want Zoe more middle. Yeah, D3,
And honestly, I'm pretty much
D5, but he always loses. By the way, the guy just cashed out Exalted Adventure, but I don't think you're threatening to kill backline with either LeBlanc or Nami.
Roll an 8 for 3-star. No, like, no, man.
Maybe you are with LeBlanc, but I don't think with Nami. So I think and he's just default streamer positioning here, right? Like here, ideally, I don't think you clump if there's Elise in your pool.
I think the moment you find Zoe, you just have
but
to push.
yeah, he's just
He is the
default
value of
thing.
Zoe.
now he moves to Zoe randomly. I don't know if that's intentional. This guy's board is this guy took the forbidden augment, 1/2 buff. Let's see what placement this guy goes. He took 1/2 buff. Ken Kitade. Okay, let's just so he's
I mean, maybe I can
high rolled the 2 units, 2-star high rolled. All right, he rolled for Swain, high rolled the Zoe. and he just goes 9.
This guy looks strong.
It was a gold opener game, right? And his stage 4 is win, loss, win. Nothing wasted Zoe. I remember this. I was a little surprised by this as well, but he's down to Anomaly Zoe, it looks like.
Is he gonna cast? What is this? Watcher? 2-star 2 cost. Here, I know
And
my-
then I'm curious how this fight goes. He fights a.
Like if I hit LeBlanc 2, I beat him for sure.
What's he fighting? What is this? What is this? Oh, Rumble 2.
Wow.
Oh. I mean, you lose. Oh, this guy also took 1-2 buff. Oh, 2 players took 1-2 buff. Let's see how their boards work out in the end. His Rumble probably has no upgrades, which is why it died instantly. But
Not a bad loss to Rumble 2.
no, it's not, right? Like, given he's 6 Sorc, this guy's Caitlyn as well. I don't know how upgraded his frontline was, but
Wait,
he had no
is
frontline
LeBlanc
items, so it was
over,
easier to kill units in that sense. But
340 tier.
you can pause for items, but I don't know how useful. I mean, these item decisions I think aren't too difficult.
Hello.
Doesn't find. So he's just playing random units until he finds LeBlanc. It looks like on 9. Bruiser.
I don't think I see a LeBlanc.
He has a Darius on his board.
Oh,
He has a
oh,
bow.
Guardbreaker, Archangel, or Rageblade Redemption.
Yeah.
Oh, he has open bow.
Yeah, he has open bow.
Double Nasher's bad on LeBlanc. I guess we already
I think
said
it's
that's
too much AS.
superfluous.
I think it's too much AS, but I'm not sure. I think I would have made Nasher JG here, and then you Radiant and then you have Shojin on the Zoe, regular Nasher JG, and then your LeBlanc is Radiant Nasher, the other JG, and the guard. I think we made different decisions here, but that's what I would have done. But what were you thinking here?
Given that he has nothing wasted, maybe he doesn't need more mana or mana items on Zoe. It's more
He doesn't like
damage.
the Nasher. Yeah, maybe he doesn't like the Nasher on Zoe then. It could be that.
Guard JG.
What do you do with that bow?
I think he did go double Nasher. He does these items, but then he goes double Nasher on the
My least hitting cast
on
is
the LeBlanc. Yeah.
2-star 2 cost. I mean, that's pretty good. Fuck out of here.
Oh.
Quick.
So he didn't find the LeBlanc. I mean, he found this, right? So it's like I don't know if you could argue that evens out. I'm not really sure. Like which one is like way more important. I'm pretty sure this one with no items is like a little less high roll. Not high roll, but like less important. But
I mean, the problem is it's not gonna cast.
he's also Zoe one, right? He low rolled both the LeBlanc
Yeah, I
and
want
the
Nasher's Tooth on that piece
and the
of shit,
Zoe.
though. Bro, okay, now that I have this, I just sell these two. Yeah.
But this guy's playing whatever this is, so I assume
Bro,
he
I
beats
just got an
this. Cogmod too.
I'm 10.
He lost the Cogmod too. Oh, he has Lichbane. Okay.
I see. If he didn't have the Warwick, it could be the Malzahar with the Nunu.
I can see that. Yeah. Extra Black Rose, Malzahar with Nunu.
Nasher's on LeBlanc. Actually, is that even true?
There are 2 Cogmod players this game. Automata, 6 Automata. Beats this. So he's super late to find his LeBlanc, but he still ends up beating a bunch of boards, right? So like, I guess this is your extra out is Warwick. Obviously, you're not gonna find this every game, but like, yeah. So he stabilizes on this and items on Nami. He also has trifecta, right? So this Nami is like a 2-star 4 cost, sort of. And then Warwick is carrying him. He puts an item on it, and then he finds LeBlanc and takes second. I think this game to the really close to the Prest event here. Who has Exalted Adventure with a Bis Rel item.
You garbage. I'm
you want to look at next game?
Yep.
Double LeBlanc. Dude, look at this. Look how ugly Warwick looks on the planner. Like when you click it.
Crown Garden. Oh, I actually haven't taken this in a while.
I mean, these units don't actually do anything.
Oh, this is the game I watch him.
Oh, gotcha. Do you want to skip this one, or do you want
What's
to?
next?
Yeah, given that he has a lot of games, maybe we can skip this one.
I mean, these units don't actually do anything. Pathetic.
Plus, he hits
So fucking
LeBlanc off carousel in this game, so
like, there's
that just stabilized him.
Gotcha.
they are. I mean, if
Warwick Portal.
Uh,
Opener. Oh, he takes. Oh, he's Vlad Augment. Okay, this is a different kind of game. We can.
Wait, but he still played 6 Sorc with Vlad? Don't you usually play?
I thought that was
Watcher?
a 6 Watcher line. Yeah, I'm surprised he played 6 Sorc there.
How did he place in that game?
Where is this 6 Sorc Vlad? Oh, did he ditch it? I think he ditched the
Yeah,
hero.
maybe we should take a look at that one because maybe he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
used it to tempo.
I think so.
Yeah, he used it to tempo because Vlad holds perfect
Warwick
LeBlanc items.
bro, this
Oh, I've heard people say this. I think it was Prestivent who said this in Soji chat once that he took it in tournament, tempoed and pivot off it. He probably just didn't find many Vlads. But I mean, given it's Warwick Portal, it gives you
Okay,
so much gold in tempo, right?
Yeah.
I would not have been down to do this, but this makes a lot. I would have just sat here and re-rolled it,
Me too.
I got a bow.
and like I would just bitch if I
Okay,
didn't
the
hit.
thing is, in Warwick's,
I am super not down to Taylor. When I'm on
I
5.
can go National
streak.
Suit Spark and then just ditch the augment. Yes or yes?
Wait, what did he take out to not Taylor?
His strongest board is this 2-star.
I mean, I can go National Suit Spark.
He's considering tailoring, I think, for a brief second, but he doesn't, right? If you look at like he does this, right? But then he decides to just play it because it's Warwick's Portal and it's he's on a 5 streak, so it's very
Yeah.
hard.
I can go
to
National
tailor
Suit
here.
Spark and then just ditch the augment. Yes or yes?
Nasher Spark ditch the augment. I would have considered Rage Blade and then you just play. But yeah, it looks like he just wants to slam all his
Yeah,
items.
you're getting
Right?
ditched. Don't care.
And he's so willing to use his augments to tempo. Like even last game with Trifecta, I would have heavily like leaned towards
Forward
rerolling.
thinking, 9 on.
Yeah, he does a good job of like objectively analyzing like what the not just defaulting based on his augments.
Gambler's Blade.
Yeah, this is the most
Big
tempo,
drop
right?
back.
Actually,
Oh,
it probably is the most tempo. I mean, full Rage Blade. Sure.
Oh shit.
and then roll for Vlad 2 and then
Honestly, I'm
just
playing toward 6. I mean, bro, no,
push
I'm
9.
my augment. Fuck you.
Wait, what?
I don't think you really have to roll
How does
here,
that
right? Like, I know you have so much front line. I feel like rolling isn't even. It's only one unit. I feel like rolling here is not very good, given you
Oh.
have one out.
Another bot 4 then.
I don't think this board loses anyway, even off Vlad 1. Your front line is so good. You have Rage Blade Nasher.
So
Hmm.
where the fuck is this Vladimir 2? B.
Yeah, you're not gonna lose like with this board and more of it.
You're pretty much just good through stage 4, like 4-1, 4-2 ish. Oh no, he loses.
This Vlad can solo a lot of fights.
Oh,
Yeah, there's no healing, but yeah, I mean with Watcher, it's so
Bro,
hard to kill.
Like if
this
I'm
guy.
rolling on.
oh.
Yeah, I think it's correct though to not roll here.
Okay.
Faces a Mordekaiser and this Vlad just does it win?
Oh my god.
I'm just going straight to 9 man. Don't care.
Straight to 9. So he actually is willing to skip level 8 on Warwick's, interestingly enough.
I mean, it's probably Guardbreaker, Ginsu, Nashers on. So I'll just do this and I'll play around the cloak.
Yeah, so he's itemizing for Zoe.
Works for me, I guess. Out of here, man.
Gets a win.
Rolls down on.
Oh,
what,
he's willing to
4,
take.
5?
This is the one thing I'm not sure. And it looks like he's willing to take this. Piercing Lotus
Shojin plus whatever.
when you have
Get the fuck
Spark.
out of
Just
here.
to have a
What's up?
crit stats.
Hmm.
So he has a guard breaker,
I
right?
mean,
Which
Ron,
makes it a
that's
little
pretty good.
better as well. So like middle and left here are very mid, right?
I'd say. I mean, you trash. You trash.
Would you take this here or would you roll it?
I'd probably take it. I mean, based off of our, what was it, the replay and was it Wasian analysis? Like, if we thought, Because the next, well, I guess the next best could be Watcher Crown, but given that his plans to kind of just ditch this line anyway, like the other two aren't really takeable, right?
Oh, I didn't think Trifecta was that awful in this line, but just to beef up your Swain. But I guess if I guess Swain and Nami are not your prio units in this 6 Sorc line, so it's probably not as good. In the 4 emissary line, I don't mind this at all, even if I tempo, but maybe I'm wrong about that. But I like this augment. I think the augment is very takeable in the 4 line, but it's probably not here because you're itemizing Zoe and LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Giga trash. No one's taking that garbage. Okay. I think I won the game. On Swain. Oh fuck, I need Tire Sage.
And then he skips level 8. Doesn't roll, but still taking like good losses with his Vlad.
We wait till
hero augment.
5-1 here, or
Let's see how much gold he has. I would think you 5-1 because you get gold back from killing stuff anyway. Oh, what? Oh, he again goes Zoe anomaly here.
I just know I don't hit Zoe 2 this game, don't worry. Sorc.
Okay.
Hit go.
yeah, at least
He's already rolling on 4-7. Yeah, to save time. He pre-levels 4-6.
Oh, wait, 4 emissary.
Oh, he actually played it. Like he must have naturaled it. Yeah, he just.
Oh, and he's selling out of it. He really dislikes 4 emissary.
Yeah, and he doesn't care about it on level 9. He's just rolling for 6 Sorc.
Mel. Is that good?
And nothing wasted with Elise frontline is so good.
Is that good?
Elise has so much
Yeah.
mana.
Oh, that is good.
And I mean, finding LeBlanc there is a little early, but I mean, he's rolling on 9 now. Like you should find it with as much gold as he's set himself up with. He's playing down and augment, so his first augment is basically econ.
He has
Is there not
0
a single
frontline.
Elise?
Yeah, he's no release.
Just
What is
Not
this
even a
frontline?
Okay, at least
Oh,
he
okay.
gets it in time. But even then, it's no form
I need to
swapper.
move Tier Rod Glove.
Items are still on the Vlad.
Wait, JG with the Piercing Lotus?
He had no
need to
time. Right?
move-
What should he have made here?
Dojin.
I would have thought Shojin, Crown Guard, you move the Spark if he had enough time. He didn't have time, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that even makes sense because your Spark will die is the issue if you do that. But so maybe it's wrong because like you're keeping that one Spark alive on a 1-star Elise is almost impossible. Your Elise is gonna jump in, your Spark's dead. I guess you do have Piercing Lotus, so it's not that big a deal. Your Spark dies, but it matters. It's 10% less.
Tier
shred,
Rod
right?
Glove.
Or we just discussed that. Didn't we just say Death Cap's better than JG? Especially with Piercing Lotus.
I need to move Tier Rod.
Hmm.
In the stats, it says it's better. Like if
Is
you
it better when you already have Guard Breaker? I think that's what I was thinking.
Oh, you just want more crit?
I'm not sure because now it's 6 Sorc and you value crit. I'm pretty sure with the combination of both, you already have Amp and you already have AP.
I see.
Right? I feel like any glove is better because glove is giving you more of what you don't have.
Okay.
Yeah, I would assume even like Hodge could potentially be better. I'm not
Glove?
sure than Death Cap because you already have Amp as well. I could be wrong about that.
What the? One fucking Elise, man. Okay, honestly, hello, one Elise.
Isn't it Jace
one?
over Mordekaiser just for the form
Yeah,
swapper?
I'm pretty sure it easily is, but I don't know why he's just tunneling on Elise, but he sells the Jace. I would frontline the Jace and then you have a little more frontline.
He also sold the Zyra. Like, what if he hits a Warwick?
Also, my Vladimir should be frontline.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just in streamer mode at the moment.
So LeBlanc 1 better than
Fucking
Nami
swallow my
2. What
Definitely.
about if it was Zoe 2 versus LeBlanc 1 and you didn't have that many items?
He has an anomaly on Zoe, right? And usually you will be taking the anomaly on Zoe. So I think you put 3 items on.
Well, I would have won this fight if I had Elise. It's not close.
So he's getting railed because no Elise. Now he has
There's
Elise.
no
Oh,
fucking
he is playing Scar too, right? Remember you were saying what is the next unit to play
Oh,
in this
yeah.
line? He's playing Scar too. And he's playing this Mel. He's playing no Bruiser. I assume you take a 2-star Bruiser over this, but he
No,
doesn't have
honestly,
it.
if it's the difference of Elise casting, it is for sure.
Elise 2 down in
I don't
Augment.
know
I'm
what's
curious to
worse,
see
but,
what placement he takes here.
And I just go for the thing on carousel.
Third item on
Did he cast?
Caro. I mean, the issue here is just his front line, right? But he's winning. He beat Frodan.
No. He doesn't even do
How
anything.
viable do we think this line? Oh, Black Rose would be good. No values.
I just.
I think third item is way
gave
better
the-
than Black
I
Rose
just-
here.
Really? The
Oh my.
third
Oh,
item.
yeah.
Oh,
Third
What
item
am I
LeBlanc
even
too.
doing?
That
What the
is
fuck am I
insane for your
even doing?
DPS. I'm pretty sure you have to
I'm
take.
just.
He wanted it, but he was just too slow.
My
Yeah,
God.
I don't think this is close, by the way.
What am I even?
The third item LeBlanc
I
versus
just
like a really good third item block, like a JG versus Black Rose emblem.
I just gave the I just. Oh my.
although if you can
God.
survive until the creep
What am I
round, the
even
Black Rose
doing?
caps out higher, right?
What the fuck am I even doing?
Oh, okay. In
I'm
that sense,
just
you're
saying-
right.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
went JG.
you're right.
It's
You're right
not
in
even
that
bad. Like,
Because now you get the 5 Black Rose in, your Scion's so
what do you think
fucking
this is damage
tanky.
amp on?
And
Okay,
also
okay, you're right
increases
for now.
damage for LeBlanc.
More damage from Black.
You're right for now. You're right. I think I'm wrong in the sense that I'm just handling on what's way. I think it's just too strong right now, but for me to consider not taking JG, but it is high cap. The thing is, you lose 2 rounds here, then you're so sad because you lost 2 rounds because how do you know you're even making it to 5-7? Is
I feel like I would have rolled here for like
Also, I should probably
the
just be
5th
flatlining
Black
this
Rose.
trash.
No? Unless you already think you're winning.
At least you got it.
Right
Over
over
Scar.
Scar.
I mean, it didn't.
roll
actually
for
pass, it has to
Morg?
finish. It-
Morg or S, right? Like with 20 gold, you should be able to hit.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that could have been fight div.
That's true. Yeah, I agree with that. He's not playing the Warwick variant at all here. Not even holding the units.
I
He
mean,
has
Black
the
Rose fucking
cats.
sucks.
Oh, he doesn't like it. Wow. You hear
Wait,
that?
why is he not putting in cast?
He says it.
I mean, 5 Black Rose fucking sucks.
5 Black Rose fucking sucks.
What? No.
Okay, never mind. Like, there's no way Elise 2 doesn't cast. With
Oh,
with
I see why. It's because
Black Rose
he
fucking
thinks
sucks.
that Elise casting is way more important than 5 Black Rose, which I actually would agree.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
why
never
he's.
mind, like,
And
there's
then
no
as soon
way
as he
Elise
finds
doesn't
Elise
cast.
2, he's down to drop Bruiser, right? That's his logic.
with the vow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so at least casting is huge.
I mean, that's his whole front line, right? Is the I mean not whole, but like
There's no way.
I think at least casting versus
Elise
not
2 with the
casting
vow
is such a
doesn't
big
cast.
deal.
There's, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Your team, your team is looking so trash. Really.
He gets his
Elise
whole backline
2?
Elise seed. I'm pretty sure
LeBlanc 2,
he can. He wins.
Zoe 2. I'm about to have 3 item everyone. It's over, buddy. It's over, buddy. Like, relax. It's over.
Alright, so presumably he takes the first.
Third item Gunblade, really good. I mean, acceptable third. He loses.
Wait, he
actually.
lost?
Level
Academy?
10. Robin level 10. Jace 2. Calculated enhancement. The setup is really strong.
And only 2 item Heimer too.
I mean, he's 3 item Jace, 3 item Corky 2. Calculated enhancement. Bis everywhere.
Okay, so how do you cap out higher than that?
It's Warwick's
Wait,
fun, right?
voracious appetite on who? Was that on Rumble? 1?
Yeah, I guess he's just playing for cap, right? Oh my gosh! It's got an 1800 HP and 45% on. I'm pretty sure this thing from head is so broken. Like, look at these stats, dude. That's just not fair. What is that?
That's like a Rumble 2.5 star,
Yeah.
even though it's a Rumble 1.
Why does this Mord have so much HP on it? The enemy Mord. This guy's board looks insane as well. I mean, it's a classic Warwick's Portal game, right? Where like you don't even know what you're fighting. This Mord is probably also Voracious Appetite, is my best guess. Why is it so tanky?
Wow, that was okay. Yeah, Warwick.
Or is it hunger for power? I can't tell. Let's see. I'm just curious. I'm curious why it's so tanky. It must be a voracious appetite. Okay. So this game, Vlad hero augment. I assume you can play this line as well in non Warwick. It's probably a little better in Warwick because you get even more gold from winning earlier rounds. But it just gets you to 9, and then you play LeBlanc. Maybe did you want to watch a couple more of these, or do you want to go to your VOD?
Yeah, maybe we can go to my VOD.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like he's not tunneling on any of the variants. He's just kind of playing whatever on 9. It's unclear what the best board really is, but it looks like you really want Elise. It looks like the biggest issue with going 9 is you can easily not find Elise because the entire lobby is going to click on that unit on stage 4. And your whole front line relies on it. Like your Swain 2 is tanking for your Elise to cast, basically. But yeah, you don't find it. You lose quite a few rounds.
All right. Okay, let me pull my. I just have one game to go over, so maybe after this, if we feel like it's useful, we can go back to looking at more soju.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
One sec. Yes. Wait. It says you've minimized your application. Stream pause.
I minimize my app.
Learning TFTs minimize your application. Okay, now I can see it.
Okay. What about now? Is it gone?
Yes, it's gone.
Okay. Yeah,
Now I see.
I guess when I make it full screen, it's gone. Okay, let me just increase window size. Is that still okay?
Yeah, that's big enough. I can
Okay.
see it.
All right.
Is this Crab Rave or Scuttle? I didn't read the thing.
Jinx is what?
Not that there's that big a
Or no,
difference, but
I think Jinx is Scuttle. Wait.
Jinx is either, but Crab Rave or Scuttle, but
Oh.
it's fine. There's barely a difference. Nowadays, I feel like you play an optimized board, you're never gonna lose to a Crab. Maybe Sorc does. I'm actually not sure if Sorc beats Crab.
Okay.
I assume it does.
Crab.
Yeah.
And one thing is, I was kind of trying to force this line just so that we could have something to go over because I want to learn this line better. But it kind of fell into my lap, so it's not like I was forcing it too hard.
Gotcha.
It's a little bit laggy. Make it smaller.
Oh, so a little small for me now.
Oh, okay. Is that okay?
Yeah. Sorry, could you go back to? Sorry, I was zoning out for a little. I didn't get to see your holds and sells on 1-3. Should we? I'm gonna look at that again, real quick.
Here.
Let's see. And we sold for econ here.
Part of the reason is I was like, I'm just gonna play Sorc because I have the raw tier and I have the warded Watcher.
Gotcha. When I have raw tier here, I feel like Singed, Morgana, Vex are the units. I mean, they're not amazing, but like with raw tier bow, you're already full Archangel, half Nasher.
Mm-hmm.
get like investment strategy, I'm super down to play this line from this spot. But I mean, if you're forcing sorcs, I think it's wrong to sell them. But I mean, but it's fine. It sounds like you already had made your decision prior to the games. No worries.
Yeah, I was kind of also accepting that I would play this game suboptimally so that I can learn it better.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like sack LP for future learning is like sure. Sack some probabilistic LP, right, based on selling units that you probably shouldn't. Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. Also, if you happen to hit a Darius 2 and a Draven 2, then slamming Rageblade Conqueror like tempo would be strong too, right?
I tend to not believe in that line. I think I don't mind Twitch from like really good setup, like a strong Rageblade ideally, or like Collector with an IE. That's when I start to think the line is acceptable. Experiment +1, but just vanilla, like no crazy augment, and just tempo with Rageblade. I tend to not believe in that. I guess you could
Okay.
Rageblade into something else, but it's very hard from 80 Rageblade. You could like tempo into scrap is not that easy. You
Zeri?
could, but hard. Zeri is really an augment check.
Mhm.
I think it's becoming clearer and clearer. It's more of an in my mind, at least from chatting with people on streams.
Okay.
It's an augment check, spat check, and so I don't. I feel like Rageblade, you'd have to pivot it into something challenging. Like the best Rageblade lines are like Sorc lines, and so going into that from AD is it's doable. It's just not that easy.
Okay. What about Conquer Crown or Conquer Crest? Like, or Conquer early?
I think with Crest, it's fine, right? And then you just pray you find LeBlanc. I feel like that's the best way to sort out your Rageblade. I have done that. I played a Conqueror game. I think it was Loot Sub, and I had like Conqueror +2, something absurd like that. And then I was down for Rageblade because you could just get your augment at that point is you can get another full item eventually, right? So
Mhm.
even if you're down to Rageblade, you get full items from Conqueror. So sure,
Okay.
I think it's more so a +1 though because you want to get to 6.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, is your planner already set? All the all the Sorc units already.
Pretty much. The other thing is that I scouted the lobby and pretty much everyone was angling AD. So I was like, okay, it's not going to be a better setup than this. Usually when I scout lobbies now, I see like at least one or two other players holding like Zyra pair or Lux pair or already hitting a 2-star.
Yeah, I agree that now like the cat is clearly out of the bag. That Sorc is a very good line. So just playing it a lot. But yeah, a lot of NA plays.
And then I have the Lux pair, so I'm like, all right, I'm just going to commit.
Yeah.
So none of these.
I'm pretty sure trolling here. You like you have. I mean, I'm just like I know you already committed to Sorc, but you have Titan's Hodge, and it's an econ portal. I feel like I think trolling is still good. I saw Setsuko do well with it post nerf. You do have 0 Trundle, but your items are so disgustingly good, and you're gonna find it easily in an econ portal.
Huh. Okay.
But I mean, yeah, you're committed to Sorc. So, what are the other 2 options? Let's see. I assume you rolled both right as well. Oh, it's saying you minimize your application again.
Oh.
Okay, now I can see it. Hmm. I I actually I rarely take this augment.
I saw that dish soap rates this also as S tier, and then I have like I'll have 3 items at carousel, so I figure having like it's probably better on this portal.
Yeah, I think it's correct. I think I am undervaluing this augment. I think it is quite good. Maybe I'm just missing as I think about it with 3 item unit, all 2-starred. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's easily the best here out of these 3.
Thankfully, I got Zyra, so I can still stick to the game plan.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you take this. I've seen people take this and get all backliners or some trash, and then it's quite challenging to make anything of it. But it's a lot of gold, right? It's 12 gold. Sell your whole board bench and you get 12 gold. You can make econ with it for a few rounds, but
So itemization, I didn't actually do this, but I feel like Shiv, Steadfast, Open Rod.
I mean, strongest is definitely right now. Like if you wanted to win 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, it's Shiv JG, but
Okay.
it just depends, right? I feel like I'd be willing to slam that maybe on like 2 or 2-3. Right now, it's a little suspicious. I think I'd be down for just Rod. Oh, you just not all. I mean, it's not the worst. I don't mind this. Oh, it says you minimized again. Your app.
Oh, okay. It's because I'm like taking notes on my other app. I'll just stop doing that.
Oh, gotcha,
Can
gotcha.
you
No
see it
worries.
again?
Yeah, I can. If you want to take notes, no worries. Just
No, it's
now,
fine.
now that I know at least.
I'll just come back and watch the this video again.
Okay. Oh,
It
you can
does
actually
suck that
swap.
you can't put the
You can't level. Yeah,
yeah.
it's not clear from the description, right? But it just says disables your shop.
Yeah. So
This is the reason why I was a little less down to slam the JG. Is that I feel like I would slam it if I knew I can get a 5 streak, but like I assume you lost this fight now, and now it's a little sad to have the JG versus like because I think the other reason is you already know you're not 3-item backline, right? Because your other item is chain. Like you're not 3-item backline on stage 2.
Mhm.
So I feel like Shiv, and now you with open chain you really want the belt, but there's no guarantee you get to it if you're trying to just slam.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Fear is still a very good component, and so is Rod. Rod is not even bad, but yeah, for strongest now you really want the belt and nothing else. Assuming you don't believe in stone plate, which I feel like shouldn't.
I should close my other programs. Let's freeze.
Oh, your Draven didn't tank.
Yeah.
So I mean, you already lost, I guess. Actually, I'm pretty sure you prefer to lose here because you get Caro Prio.
So I want Sunfire. The other thing is, literally entire lobby was AD, so I was thinking the Nami wouldn't be bad either.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's a Nami and Bramble, and if literally everyone's AD, Bramble's a good item. Yeah. Given the option for both,
And there's the Rod with the Vlad.
yeah, I don't think you take the Vlad given there's the other options. I'm actually not sure if Nami is better than Sunfire. It probably is Nami here, but losing the anti-heal component and 3 cost, and you're on lose streak anyway. I'm not sure. I feel like both are fine. Either Nami or I don't think it's Vlad here. I think it's either Nami or now there's no option. You can also not slam here for better item economy. Making 50. Oh damn. I think you're a little slam happy here. You slammed really quickly on 2-1. You slammed again here. You're not even on win streak. I feel like yeah, you're saving HP. Your board already is gonna kill units, right? I feel like I would be more. I probably would still end up slamming here, but like I would look at my fights. I look at my fight and see if I needed to win, or if it would save a lot of HP. Like here, I'd probably slam because I feel like it would save a lot of HP. Even if I'm on a 2 loss. But there's some world where you don't slam, I think.
Yeah, that makes
Or I
sense.
mean, obviously, if you already won the fight, you definitely don't slam. Yeah, I like not leveling here when you're on a loss streak. Here, you definitely level, right? It's free. I like putting Singed on the outside, by the way, because he'll give you the AS faster.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure you level the 6 here. If I assume you look at gold, yeah, just to get odds. Okay, I don't mind this. Oh, the worst. One of the worst gold orbs. I think three costs. I'm not sure which one is more or less gold, but Zoe. Yeah, gold in this portal is so bad.
What do you think about itemization here? We want to keep belt bow open for anti-heal.
Think for a bit. It's not
And
that
then you
easy
can't
of a
slam
decision.
anything.
Yeah, it's not that easy of a decision.
And I want to save sword for Shojin, ideally. Or maybe Guardbreaker? I was very confused here.
Yeah. Mm.
I think I actually picked the worst option, but
Given a lot of time, I feel like what I'm seeing is shiv your off unit and you go GS, Guardbreaker, JG on your main unit. And those 3 items all have AS, right?
hmm.
No, not JG, sorry, not JG. Your AS is just GS and Guardbreaker. And you have at least open cloak is a frontline component, right? So like you're halfway to your second tank item.
Hmm.
You're on a 1 streak. That's what I would think to do. It allows you to make all your items and like they're all fine. Like yeah, you don't have a mana item in there, but like so what? Like you'll get there eventually. LeBlanc doesn't even need one at an econ portal. I feel like 3 back like all completed items is better than like greeting for a mana item, and you have a good leftover component for your tank item. But you have no anti heal, no mana. But I mean, you'll get there eventually. That's what I would do. But it took me a lot of time to get there. I think to decide on that.
And then you remove her the Shiv right now to the Nami. Or do we
Yeah,
play the Zoe? Like who?
yeah, we're gonna itemize the Zoe no matter what. I think.
So do we
And
play the
so
Zoe and 3 item the Zoe now? Actually, we have
that's what
3
I would.
Rebel too. Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, yeah. I would likely. How many removers? We have 2 removers. I would remove her the Zoe. Sorry, remove her the Zyra. Shiv the Nami. JG, Guard, GS, the Zoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take
And your
out
3
the
rebels.
Zyra for now?
Yeah, just take out the Zyra for now.
Or take out like Singed or Steb? Just
No,
take out
I
the
don't,
Zyra.
I don't think you take out frontline because you're one. You have to play 4-2, right? Like four frontline, 2 backliner here because you have 4 backline items and 1 frontline item. So you must play more frontliners than backliners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I made this probably messed up my game by a lot. My decision.
Oh, I wait. I didn't consider Q. Well, why am I not considering QSS? That's actually so bad. Oh, Let me. Could you pause again real quick? I'm pretty sure on hindsight, it's QSS JG. Oh, yeah. It's sorry, not J. It's QSS GS. Wait, yeah, okay. That's a big mistake. Actually, it is revealing for me. It's QSS GS. I'm almost certain.
QSS is really good on Blanc.
Yeah, and you have JG, and it leaves you. More importantly, it leaves you with open belt. It's just my mind is so set on guard breaker being way better than. I also just have like don't make USS brain for
For AP.
whatever reason on a backliner. It's QSS GS. I'm pretty sure. Okay, and open belt is so much better than open cloak.
Yeah. Especially with this lobby all AD as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did the worst thing here.
Oh yeah, this is hard now because your open components are so weird.
Yeah. I think this really screwed my mid game.
If you were to analyze why you think he did this, what do you think that would be? Do you remember like your just to try
I
to
think
like
the main reason was I thought I needed to get a tier for Shojin. Because when I think about Sorc, I'm like, oh, I need a Shojin. Like, that's actually the first thing that I think. Basically, I think I need Shojin, I need some type of shred, and I need anti-heal. But then, for some reason, I'm prioritizing the Shojin over, like, the anti-heal components. I don't know why. Okay. I think I know why. It's because of that conversation I was telling you about with Abby's. That, like, Sorc just bursts down. So then I was deprioritizing the anti-heal. And then I knew I wanted more attack speed for Zoe or LeBlanc, which could have been GS or Nasher, but then I was thinking I want to save the sword for Shojin, so then that's kind of how I reverse engineered into that position.
I don't think that no mana Sorc is even that awful. Wait, let me show you in the stats. For many reasons. This is Zoe. LeBlanc we already know doesn't need mana and needs more AS. Let me stream my screen. Like I don't even think the reason why making the components you did is wrong has to do that much with the anti-heal components. I mean, anti-heal component matters. It's like a consideration for sure. But I think the bigger consideration is you're sitting on 3 open components for not a good enough reason, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
I realized that after the fact.
Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Zoe sorted by builds, sorted by play rate. And yeah, we will see mostly people have like a build without mana with mana items. But let's look at through the ones that don't have mana items. This one is just Nasher, right? Minus Delta. This one is Rage Blade, which is basically a mana item, but minus Delta, no mana, no Shojin. No Shojin here. I want to see where the ones without. This one is. Look at this. This is no AS, no Shojin. Minus
What about?
0.2.
Because I was also thinking that. I mean, you're not gonna reliably hit Zoe 2 on your level 8 roll down, right? So a lot of it is relying on probably Nami 2.
I still don't think that. So I guess my question for you is, what do you think saves more HP in your game?
Yeah, in
Sitting
this
on
specific situation, having 3 items
Yeah.
right now in stage 3 definitely saves more HP. And
Yeah, I
after
feel like
watching the
Shojin-
Soju games, like knowing that I need a lot more HP to be able to go 9 matters a lot. So yeah, definitely agree with that now.
It's just too big of an opportunity cost, right? Like yeah, Shojin eventually is better, but Shojin eventually versus 3 items now, which saves you more HP in the long haul, it's gonna be making the items now. And you can eventually get the Shojin anyway. It's not like you can't get there.
Mm-hmm.
Sanity check. The reason is that you can always get nothing wasted, right?
Oh,
You
yeah.
get nothing wasted, you get kill streak. Maybe you don't even need mana at all. I mean, a lot of these builds don't have it, right? This one doesn't even have. This has just 1 bow from GS. I think mana item on these units is slightly overrated, especially through mid game. All you need is just backline DP. Like if your backline is 4 slammed items, does it even matter that you don't have Shojin? That you don't have mana? You have Shiv, you have GS, you have QSS, you have JG. Like I feel like that's more than enough. Just think of it in terms of raw DPS. That's so much DPS. Who cares that you're not multiplying with mana gen?
Okay.
And you have open belt, which is very good.
Yeah, I was trying to decide between what was more important, the mana item or the open belt, because I did really want to keep the open belt. Because I wanted to keep that open. In fact, right after I slammed this and the fight started, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I lost my anti-heal components.
Yeah.
I was like so tunneled on the mana gen, so I think that's definitely a good thing to know that I don't have to have a tier item.
I think you kind of want it eventually, but like it's more so, yeah, just like, do you absolutely need it right now? And I think the answer is no.
So I have these probably roll middle, prefer left over right.
Yeah, I think so. Especially because you don't have anti-heal, like you have another out for support mining.
And still support mining probably.
I think so, yeah. The augment is still pretty good for the nerf. Insane shop.
I don't know why I didn't see the 3 rebel.
You can almost level here if you sell a bunch of stuff, right? Let's see. If you sell, can you level lose 1 gold?
Yeah.
Sell, or no, like it's hard. Well, oh yeah, you can level now. Yeah, lose 1 gold. Like sure. Yeah, I like this. I like this.
Could have been 3 rebel, right? Would it be set over the step?
I think if you're yeah,
And
if your
then
items on
move
Zoe,
items.
yes. Yeah. This guy's level 7-0? What is going on?
I don't know. He lost streak too. I don't know what he's doing.
What the fuck? True 0. No, 10. But still. What the fuck? Oh, he's Conqueror. He's Conqueror. He's trying to. Okay. It makes a little more sense. He's like trying to run away with the game with Conqueror. It's a little too early to go 10, but sure. Whatever.
Swain front or back here? Can tell.
Mm, I feel like we should have gone off this step already.
Yeah.
Either you get off the step or you bruiser it because your items are on it. I'm pretty sure.
So set over Aurelia.
I'm pretty sure it is actually Swain 1 with Form Swapper GP is your best tank here.
Oh.
You go back to 3-2. You play the GP with Swain. I don't think you play the stub anymore. Yeah. You have this. You just sell the stub. Sell this. I think you can sell the stub here.
Sell
Sell the
step,
stub.
plays
You play
Swain, and then
Swain.
Aurelia on 7. Move items to Zoe.
Oh. I'm torn between playing Rebel or playing like Sentinel or Bruiser. That I'm not sure. But I feel like you're just thinking of it. I feel like your best tank is easily going to be this. Because like this Swain is beefed up with every trait, right? Force Sorc, and then you put Form Swapper on it. You put the Bramble on it. And then I feel like I would be because my backline has 3 items. I would rather have my last unit, the 7th unit, be to beef up the Swain more. Which is why I'm thinking instead of Rebel, you play like 2 Sentinel or 2 Bruiser.
That makes sense, especially with the support or the dummy as well.
Yeah. I like right now GP over stab. Move the item. Just you could sell the stab and then level. You play Singed and like Leona.
Okay.
I feel like that to me sounds like best board. Because instead now we're carrying a traitless stab as your
Right.
frontline. Yeah, I mean, you always lose to this, right? This is a Twitch 2, I think. Or sorry, Twitch 3 out on Twitch, not 2, but which one? Do we lose to this? I assume you do. Your front line is kind of mid. Yeah, everyone is angling AD.
Yeah, I was very surprised. And also no, I don't think anybody went scrap this game. I was so confused.
Can you hold this Twitch? 1 gold.
Oh yeah,
I'm super tempted to hold this Twitch the whole game. The
yeah.
whole lobby is Rage Blade IE. I feel like you hold this.
Okay, that's
I'm
good
pretty
to
sure this is -1 gold for you and -30 gold for the whole lobby.
know. Definitely want Elise. Also have a Zoe pair. I want frontline component though, ideally.
Zoe's so much better here than Elise. Elise is good, but if you take this rod, your front line is so bad.
And I want tier, so I was like kind of confused too. But yeah, frontline. At
Yeah,
least
I
is
feel
that
like
important.
Elise still helps up in this weird spot with their items, but yeah, I think ultimately it's very hard to take. I mean, you want tier and you want front line, so I think this rod is impossible to take. Someone else took it. Oh. Uh,
I
I.
was also thinking that because the whole lobby is AD, that it would be easier, hopefully down the line, to hit my Zoe than it would be otherwise.
I mean, you're not wrong, but about that, but man, early Zoe too, and I feel like chain is not even a bad component for you.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, yeah, the sword really wants to be Shojin, but does it really though? You could easily just have no Shojin, just like have that be GS. I feel like the Zoe represents too much gold. Like, yeah, you'll find Zoe, but you know what's better than finding Zoe is finding Zoe faster and going 9 faster.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta think of it in those terms. Like the Zoe is worth like 20, 25 gold.
Yeah, I mean, you do have good items now for your backline, but mm, you're also on a loss streak. I feel like the Zoe here is so good, but and chain, but hmm. Yeah, I feel like the stage 3 ended up being so much weaker than it could have been. Like
Yeah.
if you had slammed better items here, and you had played a slightly better board instead of carrying this step, I don't think you'd be 54 HP. I think your slight inefficiencies on stage 3 have cost you a lot of HP here and some item economy issues.
So here you would just corner the Zoe like I did until
Yeah.
you find LeBlanc.
Yes.
Yeah. Lost. Full loss.
Oh,
This
I
stage.
think
I won.
you're
Oh no, I lost.
you're tunneling too much on star level here. Or like, do you know the reason why you're carrying step this whole game? Like, why you're
Yeah,
tanking
I
your
was
step?
just
Is it
assuming that
just star
step
level?
1 was or step 2 was better than Swain 1, but I because I guess Swain has AP scaling on what his heal.
Yeah, this Wayne even at 1 star with 4 Sorc and resistance is okay. Let me show you this at least, just to even like further clarify it, even for myself. Um, let me see. Set info units. Let me stream. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Step 2 has how much HP? 1170. How much does Bruiser give? 2 Bruiser is 100 max health, and that's now a 2 star is a 1270 plus 20% HP, right? 1270, 10% is 120, 127 times 2. It's like 250, right? So 1270 plus 250.
Around
It's like
1500.
1500, 15, right? 1500. Okay. So step 2 is 1500 HP. Let's look at Swain. Swain 1. This is useful for me as well. I just assume that Swain 1 is better just because of like, okay, so Swain 1 is 950 HP. Also we have to look at base armor MR. Let's quickly look at that. For Steb, it is 45. Yeah. He has some like healing in his kit, but like you have no AP on him, no nothing. So like that's like half. Disregard this for now. We'll think of it in a second. If it feels close. I don't think it'll appear to be close. 45, 1500. Swain form swapper stats 50, 950 here.
Plus durability with GP.
Plus I was going to add that as well. Plus durability form swapper. You're adding a bunch of HP, right? You heal. This is we have to compute Stev's thing now. Unfortunately, his spell, but it doesn't look like it's like super. I think it's super far if you consider form swapper durability, 15% durability, but here we're healing 300 multiplied. His AP scaling it doesn't show here. This is super annoying. How does it not show your AP scaling on this? The hell? Man, I want to see this. This is so annoying. How do I maybe Meta TFT shows it?
No, I just looked at Meta TFT. It doesn't show it either.
Bro, what the really? Yeah, they don't show AP scaling. Maybe low chess. Low chess tends to. Maybe they just didn't release this. That's so weird. Okay, this might. Thank you. Healing. 300% AP. Does that sound right?
200.
I guess so.
240, right? At 1 star?
240% AP at 1. And this AP is going to be heal and ascend. And so it's healing a flat amount over 6 seconds, and also healing even more per second, right? Okay, is that what it's saying? I guess, right? You heal this amount for sure, and you also have a heal per second. So it's like you add these up, I guess, right?
Yeah.
If I'm reading it correctly. 4 sorc is 55 AP.
Yep.
So you're 155, 240. Heal per second is 70. Isn't that so much? 70 over. Assuming you're 6 seconds. Let's just do 100 AP to make it the math a little easier. You multiply by 150. So it's 420, right? Off of this for 6 seconds, assuming you don't extend it. Multiply by, and then this is also this is just 240, right? So you've healed 240 plus 420, 660, right? Off of 100% AP. Multiply that by 1.5 because of your 6 sorc. 660 multiplied by 1.5, it's like 1,000, yeah? Right here.
What, is that right? He's healing more than his full health, or about his full health?
I think so. Like, this Swain is so tanky. Healing 1,000. Doesn't that sound? It looks assuming these add up, right? That's 1,000, right?
That sounds really high. I don't know. I think you should. Next time I play Swain, I'm gonna look at the healing chart. Sounds like a lot.
I feel like the Swain guy never dies, dude. But assuming it's half of that, let's say this doesn't account. Let's just disregard this, yeah. Just for like to make for the sake of argument, disregard it. It's just this. Let's say he's healing 420 multiplied by 1.5. That's now 650-ish, right?
Yeah.
Added with his HP bar is 950, 1500. And then he has more resistance, and he has 15 And he will likely extend his healing, right? Because you're gonna kill some units while he's doing this, so likely there's even more healing. Right?
Oh, yeah. How often do you see Swain cast twice, like in early game, early mid
If
game?
they have no anti-heal, I'm pretty sure he often will.
I mean, yeah. So okay, so if he casts twice, it's like easily better than Steb, and even just casting once is probably better than Steb. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like really having like more nuanced opinions about star levels and strength. This is my lesson with Goobams a while back now, where I was overvaluing 2-star 1 cost over just better units.
I mean,
Like you just look at this.
understanding this analysis too, the Bramble in an all AD lobby on Swain seems actually kind of like pissed.
Yeah, because he has so much effective HP.
Yeah.
To be fair,
And
like
durability.
yeah, that argument is not bad for Bruiser because you also have a high HP bar with Bruiser, but it's just I'm pretty sure Swain has a lot more effective HP than Step 2. Just because I mean, if you're a 4 Bruiser, maybe that argument is different. I'm not sure, but with 4 Sorc and 2 Form, I don't think it's even. I think Step 2 is like almost 60%. Maybe that's overseeing it. Maybe 70% the tank that Swain 1 is.
How do you value the durability? Like, is 15% durability? How would you make that the equivalent in terms of it? Is it just
I would just
times?
multiply it by its HP bar, but I'm not sure if that's right. That's what I would do. Like, I'm not getting super nuanced into it,
Okay.
but yeah, I would just think, okay, I would compute his effective HP without durability, and then I'd just be like, okay, let's say at the end of the day, I computed his EHP without durability to be 1500. Then I would just assume that adding durability, 15% durability, is that what it is? Is it 15? I think it is. Yeah, it's 15.
Yeah.
Just gives you 150 more HP. That cannot be shredded, which is kind of nice in that sense. But
Okay.
I'm not sure that's right.
Okay. I gotta play around Swain tank more.
Yeah, I think it's more so your evaluation of like star. There's like just like think about the comparisons of 1-star 3 cost and 2-star 1 cost more. Another unit to think of is frontline GP. Is this unit better or worse than activate his pit fighter, activate his form swapper, activate his scrap? Is this unit as a tank better than Steb? I won't go through all this now. I think it's going to be harder to decide than Swain, but my guess is actually yes. My guess is he will have more EHP than Steb 2. So yeah, it's just a matter of like thinking through this stuff more, whether it's during the game or out of the game to like some prep work for knowing what's better. But yeah, I feel like you had no real good reason to be 48 HP here, other than you just didn't find the right. I feel like you got maybe these guys just found better boards than you, but it's possible they did this analysis better than you and they skill gapped you on stage 3. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like the combination of continuing to play Step 2 over Swain 1, and then not slamming the 3 items earlier.
Yeah,
and then low rolled this thing. I mean, I guess it's not horrible. Like Zoe and LeBlanc want attack speed.
It's fine. Yeah, I don't think it's awful. Actually, it allows you to just default clump, which is kind of nice. You don't worry about Elise anymore. I actually think this is not even bad. Start rolling. I would start rolling.
Would you? Oh, just start rolling. I mean, the lobby is like all AD though, and they might actually start rolling first.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's no, but Elise. I feel like
you're 48 right. And lots of
you
twitches.
Really want to start winning. Yeah, I feel like I would just start rolling here.
Okay, and would you, knowing what we just saw with all the Soju games, do you agree with that assessment? Would you hold the Garen interest here?
Yeah, I still would.
Okay.
Yeah, personally, I still believe in this line off of a Garen too. I mean, I guess that's asking for a lot.
Yeah.
But hey, with this much gold, you can very easily hit Garen too.
And I hit the Shojin anyway eventually.
Oh, we're low on time here. This is a roll on 3-7 angle.
Yeah.
Oh, Just playing. Just playing. Just playing. Okay. Okay. Sunfire. Yeah. It's probably just stone plate. Yeah. Okay. I feel like we got there. This board is basically there. You're stable. You're like one Zoe off of being super stable, I think. But you're fairly stable already.
You sell the Mord, right?
I think so, yeah.
Don't like any of
Bring the board
these.
back. Roll the dice. No, it's definitely not Tomb Raider. I think you roll all of these.
Yeah.
I don't think roll the dice is acceptable here. It might be. This one I'm not sure. Like right here, do you think roll the dice here for because like roll the dice Swain 6 Sorc 2 form swapper is not even bad, right? You can frontline or backline him.
Yeah.
I
And
feel like
Elise
rolling here-
eventually would be good too, right?
Yeah, I think rolling here is a little. Your leftovers are too unacceptable to roll
Okay.
to change this augment. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, this is 8 already.
Okay.
I don't think you can ever click on this. 9 upgrades is 9, right? Or 8? I forget what it is, but
9, yeah.
it's not even easy to fit this guy on the board. And you have no gold. And H oh yeah. This is too much.
Yeah. Realized that after the fact as well. I almost got there.
Oh really? I mean, I'm still curious to see how it goes. Just in terms of
I got to like 6 or 7 upgrades.
Yeah, I respect your willingness to like test stuff out, test the lineup. I think it'll definitely come with the cost of LP, but it looks like you're saying this in terms of you're making these decisions in terms of like you want to learn in order to gain LP. It's like a 2 steps
Yeah.
back, 5 steps forward thing. So like I respect that.
But if I want to make snapshot, I gotta just
At some point you gotta start what is it? The greedy versus
yeah, I gotta
exploring
start
versus
exploiting.
exploiting. You gotta start exploiting. I'm like I'm probably guilty of being too much in exploiting mode. I feel like when I play, I'm like 95% exploitation versus exploration. I assume you clear this matchup. Is
Guy's
he?
like
Oh, he's
7,
experiment +1. He's
5
experiment. Oh, he's second experiment.
7.
He's 7. No, I don't think so. Right? He's just experiment +1.
Yeah.
Maybe your backline guy. Why
Yeah,
did he lose this?
at least 2. I don't know why it got blown up. This is why Soju says emissary sucks. I mean, this is the upgraded board except for Mbessa, but it's
Wait,
like
can we
Mbessa's
go
not even
back?
that
Can we go
good.
back? Why did we go back? Why did we lose this so hard?
And it's a buy one. Yeah, I would have thought I would have won this.
You know what it is, right?
The least stunning. Wait, no,
No,
Banshees.
you're down a prismatic augment.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're down a full prismatic, bro. We took Victor. I was looking at it, it's like, why did we lose so hard? Our bars up, and then it just took me a quick second. It was like, wait.
I have an adaptive for my
You have an
prismatic.
adaptive against prismatic. This guy is +1 experiment, man. I mean, yeah, I don't think this variant is like. I don't think it's awful. I've played it a few times. I think it's not even bad, especially with Garen too. But I mean, if you're down a full prismatic, then yeah. Imagine this is Blazing Soul. I'm pretty sure you cleared this guy.
Yeah.
That's prismatic Blazing Soul.
If I had infinite removers here, it would be what? Fully
Any
itemized
item-
Garen, like or not Garen, Swain, and then Shojin, Shiv, Zoe.
No,
'cause
Shojin
Swain
Shiv
has
adaptive
Conquer?
Zoe. Shojin Shiv
Oh.
adaptive Zoe.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Banshees, both of them, right?
Yes.
You just Banshees the Nami. Yeah. I would still want main items on Swain.
Okay.
I'm not fully sold, by the way, that this line is bad because the 4 MSI, even though Soju says it, like Spencer is playing very well, won the tournament, and he was arguing this line is good. Maybe his opinion is outdated on that. I don't think so, but he was arguing this line is good, and this is like the way to lay the line. So there's still some discrepancies there, unless Spencer is withdrawing that in lieu of this, like maybe slightly newer 6 Sorc variant, but I don't know if that's true. I mean, you have to just buy a bunch of random.
Yeah. I don't know
think
what I was doing here.
I don't think you ever did.
I was at 7. Yeah. I just needed. I could have gone there. I have a Zyra pair, Lux Singe pair, and then I get the Victor and I take out the set, right?
Yeah, I feel like this doesn't roll the dice look pretty good on this board.
Yeah.
I feel like you have some naked, like I don't know. There's some items to go around.
Yeah, I
Like,
would
you
have had
said,
fully
you-
itemized Zoe and Nami with the roll the dice Swain. Yeah, that would have looked
Yeah.
pretty good.
I feel like it's fine.
Yeah.
Do you know why you didn't take it? Just on 4-2. Why you didn't consider roll the dice there? It sounds like now you very clearly think it's good, but like, what were you rolling for? There are better options. It's more so like,
yeah, it's like what's good
guess
enough.
I'm surprised that you're willing to settle for left 2 here. Like there are so many bad prismatics, right? Such that, what do you think the odds are that you find a good prismatic on the right versus a bad? I think the odds are super stacked in favor of it being bad.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I feel like before our conversation about like, oh, if the left 2 are okay, then we roll the right one, probably skewed, because I think in the past I would almost always take roll the dice. And then now I'm like, oh, maybe I should just see what's behind the door. So
Yeah,
the left 2 are actually not takeable. Yeah.
Yeah, Freaky is so much like Freaky. You can make the same argument that like Freaky can go and Swain. It's so much worse than roll the dice.
I could take Watcher Crown. I mean, that would be 4 Watcher. And I have the open.
That sounds. Oh, that's so mad. You can even use step. You can barely even use a steadfast heart, right?
Yeah. Like I don't
feel like-
understand. Why is it even steadfast heart when Watcher already has all the durability?
I don't think it's acceptable at all here.
It would have been better than what I picked though. Right?
Yeah, there's just so many untakeable prismatics is the issue.
Yeah.
I don't think you can look behind door number 3. Yeah, it's nice to look behind door number 3, but when door number 1 and 2 are just straight ass,
Yeah, I agree.
you just take the third option.
Okay. So my takeaways from this is for stage 2, I should just not be slamming when I'm not guaranteed to full streak.
I would say more so wait for the fight. Like I probably, I think as I said, I probably would have made the same slams you did. Maybe not on 2-1, but ultimately I think I would have ended up with the same items. But like be a little more patient. Like give yourself the chance to not slam in case you're facing weak players.
Okay.
Because you would much rather not, right? And just like or it may not even be a weak player. There's a chance you fight someone who has triple item frontline, right? Like there are many opportunities where you don't slam. If you're fighting someone with Bramble, with whatever Declaw, Stoneplate, Sunfire frontline, no slam is going to save you any HP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Conversely, if you're fighting someone with no upgrades, no items, no slam's going to change anything. Maybe you'll hit them for 1 more HP. Who cares, right? I would much rather just hold all my components in either scenario. And you should. I mean, maybe you're playing like more lazily, which is fine. Like there are times where I don't do that exact same thing. But I think if you're trying to play optimally, you should be waiting to truly assess if the slam is necessary with each fight. It makes a big difference to have open components into stage 2, right? Into stage 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then stage 3 here, I should be just thinking about how I can make a full 3 item carry with Shiv. Especially in this comp, preserving HP so that in stage 4 because I think we basically know that in stage 4, at least from watching Soju, even like a Zoe 2, because the main thing is your frontline so bad. So Zoe 2, Swain 2, Elise 1 is, or I guess usually you'll stabilize, I guess, off of Swain 2, Nami 2, Zoe 1, Elise 1. At least that's the ideal, to like just sit on that, lose something like 30 to 40 HP across the stage, go 9 and hit the board.
Yeah.
I need to preserve HP, so then I should be thinking about how to get a fully item, like 3 item carry with Shiv on another unit, and at least that way I'm gonna, if not win fights, at least like I should be taking really good losses.
Yeah, I think it's just how the lobby's gonna play this, right? Because right now scrap is so prevalent, everyone's gonna roll 0 on 4-2, so you're never really gonna win stage 4. So yeah, meaning you have to sack a lot of stage 4, which means you have to be strong stage 3. It's also at this elo and most elos above master, you can't really get away with 3 components on bench. Let's watch every fight here of stage 3 quickly. See how many components people have versus you. How many items slam? You have 4, right? This guy has how many is he? I can't. One is covered by the HP bar.
He has the equivalent of 5 with the scrap.
With the scrap. Okay, so he's gonna win. I mean, he's yeah. And then let's look at the next fight. He kind of greeted his components as well, actually, but yeah, he beat you anyway. The next fight he has
Also
2
5.
components.
Oh, 6.
No, see, he's up way more components than
Yeah.
you. Okay, next fight. Also up components in you, right?
6.
Yeah. Up an item on you. Now you finally slam. Is he up
5.
items on you?
Oh,
He has
same.
5. You have 5. Yeah, same. But he stacked some of the items and you don't. And the last guy, but at this point you're only sitting on 2 at this point, right? The last guy is sitting on, let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4,
6.
5. Yeah, 6. But he
Yeah.
has 4. You have 4 costs as well. But like you see what I mean? Like the sitting on the components is not gonna sitting on
Yeah.
that many components is not gonna cut it in a lot of lobbies now.
And I went from 89 to 40 something HP.
Yeah, and you even hit a Zoe, right? I think it's just a matter of
50 HP.
yeah, just the items that you made and a mix of not recognizing the Swain being better and the items that you made, and you would have been a lot healthier, I think.
Okay. All right. Cool. I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna try to maybe just try to grind some games in. I feel like I need to start getting more into exploit mode and maybe not so much explore mode.
Yeah, go for it. You got it, man. Yeah, I try to think more. I think if you just clean up your stage 3 a little bit with item slams, and I feel like your game plan is solid. So just you clean it up a bit. Your stage 4s will become a lot less stressful because you won't be so low in HP in these types of games. This is like a more like mid rollish game, and then the game will be quite a bit easier, I think.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right, dude.
Thanks.
Good session.
Talk to you later.
Yeah. Congrats again on the tourney.
Yeah.
Shit.
Appreciate that.
Excited.
Thanks again for the help. That
That's
prep
all you.
was legit.
It's all you. Yeah, I'm excited for you to make snapshots here. So you got this. Good
We'll
luck.
see. I think I have like a 35% chance. We'll see. I gotta
100%.
actually lock in and get out of this I'm almost always in the explore mode, except for like when I know I'm in the tourney, then I like can really lock in. Like my focus level for the tourney is so high. I just wish I could play at that level all the time, and I just like can't get that level of focus usually.
Think of it this way: of people on ladder at you're trying to get to 1 KLP basically, right, for a snapshot. Of the people at 800 to 1200 LP, what percent of the time do you think they're in exploration versus exploitation? I'm pretty sure at that elo range. Not that I think that elo range is amazing, but I'm pretty sure that elo range it's like 90 to 95% exploitation mode.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be my guess. And so just to motivate yourself, like your whole competition is all exploiting. Like, so you kind of have to be in that mindset as well. You either have to gap them on skill super hard that you can beat them in exploration mode, or you have to match their level of exploitation and have some edge over them, right?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, gonna turn on exploit mode.
You got it, dude. Good luck.
All right, thanks. Talk to you later.